Well, howdy do. What's good? We're back at it again with another one of those other ones.
Off the last session. So,
What did I miss?
The warrior.
Well,
That's what you missed.
I got fucked up pretty good.
Fair enough.
But I also punched my way out from the inside of a worm.
I've got to blow it up with a fireball.
But yeah, I'm down to bring that back if that's the plan. As long as there's a rest somewhere in the future.
Yeah,
yes.
I just need to know if I need to press long rest or not, I suppose.
So,
I haven't taken one yet.
yeah. After the um, after you guys defeated the worm, what did you guys want to do?
The thing I said to do was me and Runner teleport directly to Jace to report um, what we found with the dude and that we completed the objective. And I told the others to go tell the um, tree people that we did the worm thing.
Can I go with you guys? I don't want to talk to the dryads. They're douches.
How long do we have until the actual summit?
Well, you guys haven't talked to Jason about it yet.
Were you able to hear me?
Yeah, I heard you at least.
Yeah, I heard you. I'm totally down. I can go wherever you need me to go. Maybe we can bring Avril if we can bring along another. Actually, I guess it's just what is it? 2 people? I don't remember the spell.
Una does still have her direwolf out, so travel's not going to be difficult for her.
Yeah, I can only teleport one person at a time. Other than myself.
Damn it. Alright. I'll go poke the tree people. I mean the bear. You know what I'm saying.
Well, they already said that we could party there, right?
Yeah.
So why do we need to go back
all,
to the Dryads?
Just to tell
say,
them
I
that
think
the
we're all set
worm's
with
dead.
I mean,
right. So
Awesome, so I don't have to talk to them.
yeah, so the Tristani, all they wanted you to do was help Saint Bale, which you guys did. So if you guys want to tell them that, it's up to you, but that's kind of what they were asking.
I'll go tell them since I got the direwolf.
yeah, I mean it's on the way to wherever we would be going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's head back to the base.
All right. So you guys are going to stop by, let the Tristani know that you guys got rid of the Great Worm, and then you guys are going to head back towards Ghostfire. Is that my understanding there?
Yeah, I'd say that's a good plan.
Blackwell, considering we're all going back, do you want to ride with the party or do you want to still hurry back?
I want to report to Jason ASAP because we don't know like what they're casting in there and how long it's going to be.
Stands to reason he's probably still
Like
back
if we
at
get
Ghostfire.
to Jace and he's like go stop them. then I would like for us to just go meet with the party on the way and cut them off instead of going all the way there and going all the way back.
I'll look back at the others and say, well, looks like we'll meet you over at Ghostfire. And then I'll step closer to Blackwell.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so Runner and Blackwell are using teleportation to get to Jace as fast as possible. So, okay. So, you guys teleport over to the Guildpact or the Ghostfire Hall. You guys are able to find Jace pretty easily. He looks like he's talking to a few other people whenever you encounter him for Blackwell and Runner. What do you do? Or how do you approach him?
Well, Jace, we took care of the worm. Although we did run into a little snag. We met somebody that seemed to have set the worm, this worm loose. Oh, I guess I should go rewind a little bit. You don't even know about the worm. So we secured the meeting. For whenever you're ready for that, you'll just have to meet with them on scheduling. They asked us to take care of an issue that seemed to be, a little troublesome. Some kind of giant worm that had gotten let loose. We followed through on it and found out there's some guy trying to start a cult. He's calling himself a prophet. He set up in an old Orzhov temple, and I'll give him the actual area. And he doesn't seem like he's going to stop anytime soon. He's actually seemed to be really interested in a gem that we collected off of somebody else. Who was that?
He said he was trying to bring back the boar, but he used the name Bolus, I think.
Bolus?
Rice boar, I think is
and
the name.
then I would.
I have a rice boar with a question mark on my notes here.
Yeah. So you guys would remember that he told you that he was trying to bring about the end rays by calling for Ilhard.
We're worried he may have a connection to Bolus because he referred to a strange crystal that we actually found on Rawl.
Interesting.
So we're not sure if that is a solid connection. Maybe just Rawl just needed this gem that guy happened to have, and there's not a correlation or a connection with Bolus. But either way, the guy definitely seems like he means trouble. And I figured, with your position as, the guy, the sheriff of this place, it seemed like something you might want to know about.
That's all good information. I appreciate you all.
I would use encode thoughts to show him the ritual that I saw being cast.
Okay. He studies it for a moment. He kind of looks over. He's like, well, this isn't quite concerning to me. It looks like some kind of healing ritual that they're doing here. But as far as a shard, this could be problematic. So I'll gather more information about this person for now, but first things first, we need to have this meeting.
He was also in possession of some sort of wand.
Interesting. So I don't know if the connections fit that I have in mind, but I'll stick some people on it. In the meantime, we need to alert the leaders of the different guilds to what's happening on the plane and make preparations hastily. So the Verdande Center is secure then?
Yes. Are you sure the old man isn't of concern? Well, my friend has the ability to sense tears into the blind eternity, and there was one where that old man was.
perhaps this is more concerning than I thought.
I'm just, I don't want to tell you how to do your job for sure. I've never had to be main security guy for an entire plane before, but there just seems like there might be something there. But yes, as far as your second question, we did secure, or we made all the arrangements. Everything should be good to go.
All right. Well, it's a lot to consider. Let's bring it up between the different guilds and see what they think. Perhaps they might be able to give us some more insight about what's going on. In the meantime, we need to get this guild summit together so we can warn the other guilds of what's happening. I'll see to it that the meeting gets set up tomorrow. So if you guys will join me at the summit for to be my advisors on this coming threat to Ravnica, I would appreciate that very much. You guys seem to know more about the Bola situation currently than any of us, at least on Ravnica. What do you say?
I can't speak for everybody, but I can be there for sure. I don't think that the rest of our compatriots will have a problem with that. Seems logical.
Okay.
I have a question for Runner. I'm not sure. I definitely wouldn't want to say this in front of Jace. I would want to say this at a different point. Do you think it's important that we tell Jace that there's a new leader in front of Golgari, or does he know that?
I mean, yeah, I guess that probably would be a good thing to tell him. If we could have had that conversation while we were, going to meet Jace, but I don't think that would be an issue in telling them that.
Yeah, I probably would have said this right before we walk into the building to speak with Jace.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense to me to bring it up to him. I mean, as far as we know, he's the guy that keeps the peace, and any imbalance is going to threaten that. So,
Guys are a bunch of snitches.
says the guy who told on me.
All right. So are you guys going to bring that up to Jace, or are you going to leave it?
Yeah, we mentioned that there's someone else in charge of Golgari now.
And I heard rumors. Wasn't sure if it was true though. It's who gave you this information?
A confidential source who is a member of Golgari.
So it can be trusted then.
I would stake my life on it.
Interesting. He says, "All right then. Well, we'll look into that at a later date. Right now, my main concern is to get the leaders of the guilds, the 10 guilds together, or at least as much as we can, sounds like. Get them together, warn them about the situation, and then we can move on from there and do what we need to do. In the meantime, you guys have a day ahead of you before the Guildpact summit starts. We'll be holding it obviously in the Verdande Center, so meet me there. Sun up in a day, please.
I think we could do that.
All right. In the meantime, try to stay out of the trouble with the different guilds. Don't need any unnecessary public relations issues.
I'll just smile and say noted.
He kind of nods back at you.
Yell out, "Fuck you!"
Continues. You say you're gonna yell that out.
No. I have the mic set up to just pick me up when I'm talking. And Dottie was like, "Fuck you," and he was like, "I can hear myself." I was like, "Yeah, don't yell out, fuck you."
All right. So yeah, he nods it back at you guys, and he continues talking with the other people he was talking to. Um, so you guys have a day's time to do what you want to do um, before the guild summit starts. So it's getting pretty late in the evening for this day. You guys have all of tomorrow, and then the following day, the Guildpact summit starts. So, is there anything that you guys wanted to do in the meantime?
Let's see here. Is there a way to? Can I like upgrade the tier of my hammer? Because I got the Moon Touch Warhammer right now. Is there a way that I could like get it to be better? It's like the. Oh wait, I'd have to do the magic item roll thing, huh?
Yeah. So there's like enchanting a magic item. That's a thing. There's also like if you want to do is buy another magic item, that's a possibility as well. Kind of depends on the route you want to take with it.
Yeah, I think because I got 2,000 gold, so I was like,
Okay.
maybe buy something, right? Like, that's a lot.
Okay. So what kind of hammer are you looking to get? Depends on kind of the rarity of it. Depending is
Um,
how hard it would be to find.
yeah, if I could like find a rare item, because that's like cost 2,000, right? Or like or is rare more expensive? So I think very rare is like 10,000 or more. I don't
It's,
remember. Rare might be like 5,000. Actually, now that I think about it.
I think it is 5,000, but I will look for you. In the meantime, is there anything the rest of you guys wanted to do?
Common would be fine. It's like a +1 or something like that.
Okay.
If I would probably spend the day tinkering with my spear and doing some tattooing. And I would also check in to see if anybody was going to town to do some shopping. I don't know if I would have been able to catch anybody.
Una goes shopping every day. So.
I'll let you know that I was going to hunt for some stuff.
Then I would, whoever I guess is leaving first, I would give a envelope to drop off at the tailor, and some coins to get a set of tinkerer's tools.
Okay.
I would be interested in researching a way to create a kind of Mizium apparatus that can be attached to existing weaponry to not give it a spell, but just give it like elemental damage.
Okay.
That could maybe be activated once or twice a day or something like that.
I'd want to go
Yes.
pick up Pestachew.
The Pestachew? Okay. All right. So,
Oh yeah, Una, you need to get your fairy friend too.
Yeah, I'm going to get her and then go shopping. The traditional
will.
Una shopping before a big thing is like, I need to go buy a new dress.
I'm basically going to be recasting non-detection on myself. I may actually, you know what? I'll up the ante also and cast Private Sanctum on wherever I'm working on my tattoos and my spear. Basically, just going to make myself kind of fall off the radar as far as any kind of divination magic or anything, and hide out for the day until the meeting.
Yeah, before the day's out, like before we begin our long rest or whatever, I'd cast Liamon's secret chest, so I could just have that ready.
okay. So for the remainder of today, Runner, you said you wanted to drop off a note at a tailor to have some clothes made.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that with one of the people that's going shopping. I'm just gonna hide out in Ghostfire since I'm on the lam right now.
Okay, and then Avril, you said you wanted to look for a +1 hammer, at least, or more.
Yeah, +1 hammer is
Okay, and then Nietzsche, you said you're going to pick up Pestachu.
Hmm.
And
I'm also sending you a DM.
okay, and then Blackwell, you said you wanted to start some research on a Mizium apparatus.
Yes, I want to create an apparatus that can change the element of your weapon's attack.
Okay, and then Uno, what was it you said you wanted to do? I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. Una's going to go get Brecken, and then they're going shopping. So they'll go get the stuff that Runner needs.
Okay, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
New dresses, because why not? And maybe possibly a better dagger than she already has.
Okay.
I've been carrying around this dagger since day one. It's probably time that she upgrades it.
Okay, so for start with Avril and Una, you guys taking a little shopping spree here. So you're able to find.
I also wanted to get goggles tonight. I put it in chat, but I figured
Okay. So goggles of night too. So for uncommon items, those would both be pretty easy to find for you. That and a +1 weapon. If you want to go for a higher weapon, we can determine that if you'd like. But as far if you just want a +1 weapon and goggles of night, those are each 500 gold apiece, and you can add.
Yeah,
those.
I'm just gonna do that for now, because I'm not really. I want to save up for like a good weapon later on, but I just wanted to get like a little bit of upgrade just in case something crazy goes down.
Makes
can
sense.
Una haggle for that dagger?
You most certainly can. You can roll a persuasion check if you'd like.
All right.
I'd also like to haggle if that's possible.
I also
Okay.
have distort value, which I'm also going to be using. So when I do the haggle.
Hey, what up, baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come on, Una. You can do better than that.
Okay. So,
ouch.
Let's see here. So, Una, unfortunately, that is a fail on the persuasion check.
Oh, okay. She'll.
Avril,
Is
you.
Avril with her?
Well, if you guys are buying these at the same time, I would say probably not. So,
Oh, okay. Because like she'd step aside then as soon as like Avril starts to haggle, she'll do the distort as well for his item.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it lasts 8 hours. So
Let's see. Okay, so for. Okay, so for Avril. You get a little bit of a discount. You can get yours for 425 gold. Una's, unfortunately, yours is gonna get. I'll make a screenshot here real quick.
all right.
Looking around Ravnica, you could. For runner, I'm gonna say yours is probably gonna run in the probably traveler's outfit category.
Okay, that makes sense. I would add at least some estimate. I might have overpaid a little bit and put it when I put it in the envelope.
So that is it's 1 gold in total for a traveler's outfit. So that's not super expensive.
I'll toss like 5 gold in there for since it's custom work and a little extra for tip.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna toss because part of the envelope is instructions on how to make whatever I'm asking for. I'm gonna go ahead and toss some of the stuff I put into my spear as like an extra ingredient that I want it built into.
Okay.
I guess not ingredient, material.
Okay. So I think this actually falls under the explorer's outfit category now that I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah. So explorer's outfit's a little bit better. That's a total of 10 gold for an explorer's outfit.
That would work.
So that gets you basically infused with your stones. There is a full set of clothes for someone who never knows what to expect. It includes the sturdy boots, leather breeches or skirt, a belt, a shirt with a vest or jacket, gloves, and a cloak.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. And all of the clothing contains plenty of pockets. And it also includes a scarf and a wide-brimmed hat.
Yeah, I probably won't take all of that.
Okay. All right. Did you come to one you'd like to get, Una?
Sorry, I was fixing something real quick
You're good?
because D&D Beyond stopped showing my character sheet for a minute.
Oh.
Things
So
are
I was
things are
fixing
wild in Interland right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
that. Yeah, let's just say I'm also getting ready to be back up here.
Okay.
But let's see here. Okay. Oh, where'd you post the dresses at?
In the Ghostfire chat.
Oh, okay. Discord, why didn't you alert me? I was literally looking at it. Oh,
And
okay.
so for Blackwell, the starting to craft the item you're trying to craft there, it is going to require. How many people do you have working for you again?
I'm I'm in Ismundi, so
Right.
I should have the whole lab on.
Yeah, a lot.
On the-
Okay. Okay.
Not everybody. Group.
So what kind of priority are you putting out on this project? Like, it's going to take it a little bit of time to be crafted. Not.
From what I understand, I'm able to create my own actual lab. I think this would be my lab's debut project.
Okay. Okay. Are you giving them any amount of like time limit or anything that you'd like to have it done by, or are you just kind of like do your best work kind of thing?
I would like for them to do their best work. To have something presentable. But I also would like it to be quickly because I don't think I have as much time. But that said, I'm willing to pour money into it if I need to.
Okay. So, with the status of Asmundi, so it was going to cost 200 gold basically to craft this item. And you said you want it to be something you can attach to a weapon to change it, or you want it to be okay? Okay, so it's going to be about 200 gold a piece for these items. If you're just making one, you do have the option of getting funding from the Is It Guild itself. However, that's going to take a little bit more time. So it's kind of a time or gold, whichever one you want to spend to mitigate
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'll pay out of pocket for these.
Okay. So if you spend 200 gold, it's going to take them probably 2 days to get it to be a very, very good, like, presentable device.
All right, yeah. Could I get them to make 3 of them right now, or would they have to do the first one first?
You can try. Let me pull up some stat blocks here real quick. See what kind of Arcana level they're working with here.
All right. And I have no qualm against helping out with that either.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna be supervising and being helping.
Got it. Okay. If you want to roll me an Arcana skill check, see how much you influence the helping of this project.
Oof, not rolling good right now.
Okay. So with the combined efforts of everyone on your team, they got a pretty good layout of how it's going to go. They got the average of 24 on their skill check. So
Much better than my roll.
yeah. So you kind of makes a few adjustments here and there, not really for the betterment of the project, but just for customization designs. But you guys come up with a pretty good schematic of how it's going to be done. They think that they could probably get 2 put out within the 2 days, but it'd be pushing it to say 3 of them within 2 days.
Okay, 2. I can work with 2 then.
Okay, so that's kind of what you got there.
All right, so I'll pour that in. 200 gold, you said?
200 gold, yes. Okay. So that pretty much covers you guys. Runner, you said you were also working on your spear too.
Yeah,
Luna's gonna go for the
doing
noble's
those.
outfit.
Nobles
Take care of
outfit.
those rune stones that you gave me, or that I got from that
Okay.
last adventure.
Okay. So Una, the noble's outfit is going to run you 75 gold.
She's gonna try to haggle.
Okay.
Do you need
Go
to
ahead
roll
and
for that?
go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Damn it! Can I get advantage with that distort object?
Are you trying to like trade something for it?
No, just kind of distort its value to make it cheaper.
Gotcha. Okay. Can you put that spell in the chat for me?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll a check and see if you can see through this.
All right.
What's your spell save DC?
It's 15.
Yeah. Okay. So went ahead and rolled for the first one too, because I remember I did hear you for the first time saying that you were going to use it for the other one, but they did succeed on theirs. But for the dress, see, Okay, at least +0. So they fell.
Woo!
Yeah, so I'll give you advantage on your roll for the dress.
All right. Come on. Be better than before. There we go.
A lot better. Okay, yeah, and they got wrecked on that one. So that being the case, let me see what it's gonna run you. Okay, so that's gonna run you 63 gold for that fine dress.
I'll take it.
Yes. So what you get is a dress specifically designed to be expensive and to show it. Precious metals and gems are worked into the clothing to fit into the noble crowd. Every would-be noble also needs a signet ring, which it comes with, and jewelry worth 100 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Nice return on investment there. All right. So finally, Nichek, you said you wanted to go pick up Pestachu.
I do want to pick up Pestachu.
Okay. So you left it with Zig, correct? Your rival?
My ex-lover and rival. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way down to the Undercity before you go back to Ghostfire. Looking around for Zig. You find her down in the Undercity. She's kind of off by herself in one of the streets. She's kind of looks like she's performing a ritual on some mushrooms that are sprouting outside the walls in the Undercity. Beside her, she does have Pestachu. He's kind of just moseying around the area.
Um. mm, I just want to walk up and like patiently, like don't say anything to like disrupt the ritual or anything like that. Just like maybe go like sit down, like next to where that's happening, and just like silently like call Pestachu over and just like pet him and wait for it to be done to say thank you.
Okay. Okay, so you're not really making it like not noticeable, like you're not trying to be stealthy or anything. Just
No, I'm not trying to go steal my pet back.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you kind of Flipsy, you do get Pestachu's attention, starts to come over. So Zig is kind of finishing up with the ritual. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
11.
Okay. 11. Okay. So you notice her slipping some stuff inside of her pouch that she kind of wears, like her satchel thing. And she finishes up and she turns around and sees you petting Pestachu, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Sorry, I didn't hear you over there."
Sorry, I didn't want to disturb you. So here's the thing, didn't die. So you know, maybe had a little weak moment when I sent the letter, but I just wanted my little buddy here to be safe.
I understand. We'll have to have friends in this world. Some of us are luckier than others, I suppose.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I completely agree. Uh, you you don't mind if I take him back, do you?
I suppose not, but I don't want to be your babysitter. I've done enough of that already.
That's completely understandable. Maybe could I possibly pay you for your troubles that I caused?
I mean, not going to stop you. If that's what you would like to do.
I'll pull out one platinum piece and just like hand it to her.
Okay. So, well, at least you pay well. She puts it back into her satchel.
Yeah, I mean, sorry for all this.
It's quite all right. I
Good form on the ritual, though.
oh, thank you. I've been practicing some things. So, what's your new mission from the Alcrin? Seem to be getting along well with Broska.
Oh yeah. It's it's kind of hush hush. I can't just talk about it with anybody.
She
So
kind of rolls her eyes. She's like, "Of course, of course."
yeah, I mean that's kind of always a lot of secrets between us and stuff. So uh, you know, uh, do you think she's doing a good job?
Well, I'm a little biased towards Jared. I thought he was a little better, in my opinion.
That's
I actually haven't seen Broska, so I don't know. Haven't really talked to her very much.
yeah, she's kind of stays held up there, doesn't she?
Seems to be the case.
Wonder if she's afraid of something.
Aren't we all though?
Indeed we are. Well, don't let me keep you from whatever it is you're out collecting and doing. I'm sure it's all of great importance.
So don't worry, I won't. And she starts to gather her things and she starts to walk off.
That's such a bitch.
I'm gonna bust in there all drunk and be talking, keep on Nietzsche and Morty, and tell them about these mega seeds we gotta go get. Come on, Morty, it's gonna be great.
Way up there. All right. So you said there was some other stuff you wanted to do, Randy?
Well, yeah, I just want to find out kind of what the vibe is down there about
okay.
how things have been going.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way over after talking with Zig to find to go kind of round up some of them. They're few and far between though. Like usually it's pretty easy to find one, but right now it's kind of hard. If you'd like to, you can roll an investigation check to see if you can find one.
14.
Okay. Okay. So you look around for a while. You don't really spot any members, but you do. You're kind of about to give up. Just like whatever, they're probably busy. You start to head out, and then you kind of notice one. It looks like he's rushing with some papers in his hand through the undercity street. He's kind of pushing around the crowd that's gathering in the marketplace because like the undercity has its own markets, and he seems to be like pushing through the crowd to get somewhere.
Can I just like go get in his way and try to steal one of the papers?
Sure can. If you want to roll a stealth check.
Can I do sleight of hand?
Like if you're not trying to make yourself hidden as far as like encountering him, you can just roll sleight of hand to try to steal it.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of like a street magician pickpocket sort of thing, just like casual bump in and oh sorry and walk away,
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's now one.
Ooh. No luckies.
Let's see. Let's see. Uh, oh, I do have one lucky left. Yeah, we're gonna use that.
Okay.
That's
Fine.
way better. No, way better.
Okay. So yeah, you bump into him. He drops his paperwork all over the ground, and he, God, asshole, watch where you're going. And
Oh,
he
sorry.
starts to pick
Sorry.
up the papers. You kind of get down there to help him. You kind of snag one and crumble it up and kind of put it away before he can notice you.
Perfect. Then I just kind of apologize. Get Pestachu up on my shoulder and walk to back to meet up with the crew.
Okay. As you like apologize, you kind of notice this odd, inquisitive stare in his eyes as he kind of grabs his stuff and walks off.
I don't recognize him, do I?
Nope, nobody you've seen before, but
Okay.
definitely you can tell he's an awkward member.
Got it.
All right, so you make your way back over to the guild hall. So at this point, you guys can all go ahead and take a long rest. It's pretty much wraps it up for today.
While we're resting, can I look at the paper that I stole?
Sure. You find that it's a letter addressed to another awkward member. You don't know the name.
Okay.
But it basically talks about this person is asking the other awkward member if they have seen Vraska. They haven't been able to get into contact her with at least a day now, and people are starting to get concerned. Kind of the overview of what the letter's talking about.
Okay.
I'd
probably keep that to myself.
Okay. I think one more thing that would probably be on there is there's probably mention of potential like suspicions within the guild. It doesn't really specify anything specifically, but
okay.
Yeah. All right. So that said, you guys can take your long rest.
That hurt, by the way. That D6 right there, not cool.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, that's bad.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's really bad. Yeah.
It's bad.
Okay, see, that's the spell you wanted to use, Blackwell.
That's basically what I'm trying to copy without the damage bonuses and stuff.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so basically, what I had in mind for this is it's definitely a device made out of Mizium that kind of attaches to a weapon. The so the benefits of what this would do for you is to allow you to use the weapon as a spellcasting focus and basically give you the function of a what's that one spell called? Or
Absorb element?
chromatic orb, that's the one I'm thinking.
Oh, chromatic orb.
Yeah, so it allows you to just before you make the attack, you can switch it between the 8 different damage types that it can do. essentially. So basically, just deal with the same damage as it normally would, but instead of slashing, it could do acid damage or whatever, and it would count as magical. So for the purposes
Okay.
of overcoming.
Would it still be regular attack roll or spell attack roll?
It's going to be just a regular, like your regular attack made with the weapon. The only
Okay.
difference is you can change the damage. But basically, you switch it. You can switch it as a bonus action or a free action to interact with an object. But once it's set at that damage until you switch it again. So.
All right, perfect.
That's dope.
All right. So that said, it is the next morning when you guys wake up. You guys have a whole day to prepare for the Guildpact summit. You guys kind of knocked most of your stuff out the night before. Was there anything else you wanted to do, or are you guys just going to hang out for the day to get ready for the summit meeting coming up?
Una's actually going to inquire about the incidents that took place after the giant rave party. Now that she knows that was happening.
Okay, who are you inquiring with? Like the party or like?
With those around the cult of Rakdos that she trusts, most of the people that are her allies.
Okay, so with your renown, what are you right now?
I honestly have not been keeping track since the last time.
Okay.
So hang on, I think I have it in my notes somewhere. Oh no, they might be on my notes on the computer that's still down and broken.
It's all good. I think if I remember correctly, you were at like 10 renown. So let's see what that is. In the meantime, was there anything else that anyone else wanted to get accomplished today?
I think Kisty should have about the same renown as Randy.
Yeah, it's definitely close. I think the next one after 10 is like 20 or something, maybe 15.
Yeah, no, I have renown 10. I found it. It's under my Ravnica notes here under my allies.
Okay. So renown 10, you are a...
I would probably be talking to Bumblmist.
Okay.
She's one of the higher up performers, I believe.
Okay.
Did we get a renown for taking out the worm?
You guys did actually talk to the Tristani, so that gives you a... Let's see here.
I was at 13 before.
So for
he shouldn't be.
So for what you guys did with that section, you get a +1 renown in your guild.
Woo!
Okay.
I got high enough ranked in my guild to get a challenge of some sort.
Interesting. Okay. I think you get your context now too.
Yeah. Mine. I already got it at 3, so.
Okay.
I already got my contacts. But yeah, my next one's not till 10.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I got. I think I rolled it, but I don't know.
Stay out of that.
Okay, so what exactly are you trying to inquire about, Una? Like, are you just trying to see exactly what happened afterwards, or?
Yeah, she's just trying to find out what happened afterwards and how close did they actually get to getting Ragnos to be summoned.
Okay, so from what she would know, She would tell you that the crazy party, obviously, you were definitely wowing a bunch of the performers with your tricks with like making fire rings and letting your animals jump through. Um, but she said afterwards she had heard a rumor that the blood witches had kind of went off to do their own thing after the party, and she heard rumor that they got attacked by a bunch of vigilantes, and basically they didn't get to complete whatever task it was that they were trying to do. Um, she would also tell you that several of the books that belong to the cult, which are very important, have went missing since then.
I don't know anything about none of that. This is all lies.
So that's kind of what she would tell you about it, from what she knows.
I've wanted those burned so bad.
Yes, I still think that they should have been burned. That has not changed.
All right, so Una went to go talk to her people. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do? The rest of you guys?
I mean, is it just a free day to do whatever?
Free day downtime is pretty much what it is.
Is
I'll
the
go, like,
meetup
can I
today?
go like sell my old gear?
Okay, so I heard is the meetup today. That it's tomorrow at sunrise. What was it you were asking, Avril?
I want to sell my old stuff because I realize I'm almost at my capacity.
Okay, if you want to send me a list of what all you're trying to sell, I can tell you how much you're going to get for it.
All right.
I want to head.
We
to,
lost Kisty.
I want to head to New Prav.
New Prov, interesting. Okay, what what you want to do over there?
You know what I want to do over there. I'm scouting.
John. Okay.
You said it would take 2 days to make these items and 200 per item, right? So
Correct.
today would be my second day with the item.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
I got a couple of pictures I sent you for an idea. It's totally from a video game. Like I was like, okay, how could this work? And then I look up, it's like, oh, that looks perfect. So basically, it's kind of it's a machine that attaches to the handguard of the blade, and it has like a vial on it. It looks like a vial. It's not an actual vial that glows. I could imagine it glowing whatever color of the magic you're using right now. And that's how it's attached to the blades. So I'll send you these couple of pictures for it.
Okay. All right. The knee check. You're heading over to precinct 2.
Yeah.
If we finish creating them before the end of the day, I would like to demonstrate it at the end of the day as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it'll probably be like late in the evening by the time they're finished, but it should be finished today. All right. Have you told anyone that you're going here, Nietzsche, or are you just going alone?
No, I don't think I would tell anybody.
Okay. So as you head into zone or precinct 2, which you guys haven't really been to very much yet, you walk through the streets. It looks like definitely looks like a classier area of Ravnica, similar to precinct 1. Most of the district or the precinct is occupied by small commercial centers and rows of simple houses. But the tallest structure in 10th District, the Astur New Prov, has three towering columns that stick above the top of the building. Yeah, so that's kind of what you see in front of you. What exactly do you do here?
I would like to ask around up there to try to get some sort of audience with Spiria.
Okay. So as you come up to the over here, there's this like long bridge that leads over into New Prov. But you make your way up to it. There are two arresters standing outside the doors, and say, "Citizen, what are you doing?"
I have important news for Asperia of Azoria.
Interesting. What guild were you with?
I am a proud member of Golgari.
Unfortunately, unless you are visiting a prisoner, we can't let you in here.
It really is quite important. Is Asperia a prisoner?
She's not. She's our guild master.
Perhaps she'd be willing to stand at the doorway and allow me to deliver this message.
The guard kind of like looks at the other guard and he just kind of chuckles and he says, I apologize. I can't let that happen. She's too valuable to be talking with you."
Well, I don't trust you as far as I could throw you, and you look bigger than me. So I will tell you this and hope that my good faith reaches your leader. I believe she is in danger.
Interesting. And why do you think that?
I'm afraid I cannot give you that information. That is something I must hold, unless speaking to Asperia herself.
Interesting. He says, well, at least you won't have to worry about it from you. And the other one just starts to chuckle because they're like basically like looking at you as like, you come up here with threats, but you're just like one person. Like Golgari typically will work in the shadows, so they're kind of looking down on the approach essentially.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going completely off brand here.
Just one of them says, "I'll let her know she stopped by."
You have a late Christmas.
And the other one starts to kind of chuckle.
I love you too. There's no need to be rude.
And the one says, "Oh, yeah, apologies. Well, citizen, if there's anything else, or if there's nothing else, then I'm gonna have to ask you to move along. We have important business going on in and out of this building."
Yes, surely.
All right, so they kind of like go back to manning their post as the guarding the door here. Yeah, you try to go about it in another way. I'm gonna just sit with that.
Well, I suppose I would wait a while and then use my dragon mark to disguise myself
Okay.
as a member of the Azorius.
Interesting. Okay. Is there anyone particular that you're trying to mimic, or are you just going for just a generic Azorius member?
Didn't we meet one?
You did. You met a Dornil Noblepike. He was the first one you met
Yeah.
coming into Ravnica.
Yeah, I would probably just try to disguise myself as him.
All right.
Top spot, baby.
What's that?
Is it shooting for the top spot? Yeah, baby.
I was just talking crap about Nietzsche's height.
So what are you using? Are you using just a disguise kit or using a spell?
No, it's a spell.
Okay. Can you put that in the chat for me? Disguise self. Okay. Color shorter. So you're gonna appear a little shorter because he is a dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay. He was okay. Oh, I was losing up to you, Chinese robots. Maybe you just Concerning your disguise, expect your appearance. Okay. So you're gonna try to go through the front doors again?
Yep.
All right. Let me see here. What we got?
My spell save DC is 14.
14. Okay.
Or are they going to actively look to see through the disguise? It seems like you'd have to make a slip up or like go out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not offhand. I'm just pulling up the tab blocks just in case. All right. So as you approach back to the front door, they kind of the same guards are still there. They see you walking up and like, don't know. I didn't get a chance to congratulate you on locking up that lady down on 10th Street.
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
So, well, have fun in there. I've heard there's new orders out, by the way, for us. You might check in with what his name is here. I'm a list of names here. He says check in with Dovin Bond. He's giving us arresters some new orders.
Oh, Dolan. I will definitely check with him for sure.
Kind of gives you a nod as he kind of stands back and mans his post.
At ease, and I like salute him and just walk through the door.
Okay, you see this like confused look on his face. So I'm going to bring you over to another map here.
Okay.
So in the meantime, what are the rest of you guys up to?
Just meandering around selling stuff.
All right. Okay.
I got nothing really special planned. I might get some potions. I'm kind of thinking about it, but at the same time, like, I got this one, and I feel like that's going to be enough.
Okay.
I should probably buy some more, though. I'll buy some healing potions.
Can you take his Pestachu with you at the moment?
I don't think I would bring him on the second go through. That would be like a dead giveaway.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd probably just stash him in a bush.
Okay.
Or if like if there's a dirty
Don't
pond
you
nearby.
leave this bush, Pestachu.
So Avril, by the way, 2 hooded lanterns and a moon-touched warhammer.
Yeah. And also the shield. Just a regular shield.
So you'll get 53 gold for your hammer. For your other 2. Gonna be 11 gold for the lanterns, and is it just a regular shield?
Yeah, regular shield. Nickel and diamond, baby.
Okay. It's gonna be another 11 gold for your shield.
All right.
So it,
Last potions.
all right, need check. So you walk into the front doors of this building. You
Oh shit! I don't know where I'm going. Is there any signs or anything?
yes. So the wide, impressive stairs leading to the main entrance of the building. Looks like right now where you're at is like some kind of waiting room. There is a sign that points towards the over the right hand door. It says interviews, and the doors in front of you to the right and the left both say courthouse room.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I don't want to get interviewed. Courtroom. I mean, I guess I go to a courtroom. And I just like listen at the door to see if I hear like court being held.
Which one are you going to go to? There's a set of doors over this way, and there's a set of doors over this way.
Right is right. We'll go to the one next to the interviews.
All right, you put your ear up to the door with your passive perception. You don't hear any noises that would be loud enough that's like to alert you that court was probably going on the other side.
And I would try to sneak my way on in there.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Hey, Mom.
Eh?
Sure. What's up, Blackwell?
Is the shard a homebrew weapon and a homebrew item you made, or is it an official item?
It's homebrew.
So I was looking at it. Did you mean to put a charge on that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Let me check.
Because it says you can use an action to regain a spell slot up to the 3rd level. If there's no charge, then you just keep doing that.
I think it's supposed to be a once per day ability.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it was supposed to be. There we go. All right. So real quick, runner. We lost Tuna still, huh?
Yeah, she had a power outage.
Yeah. Looks like she's still on her phone. I don't know why she hadn't jumped in chat on her phone.
So
She hopped in Discord for a second.
um. Okay, so Nichek, you sneak inside. It looks like an empty courtroom ahead of you. There's like there's several pews where people can sit and watch the court take place. There's like in the middle this big stand where like someone would go up there to talk, and behind that there's like a judge's area behind that. You see a door towards the center of the room on the left side, and another door towards the end of the room on the left side.
I mean, I gotta go to the judge, I guess.
Okay. There's not a judge there currently sitting, but that's where like a judge would sit.
Well, like, yeah, didn't you say there was like a door to go to like
Yeah,
where the
back
judges
here.
go? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd go through any like unmarked door.
Okay. So as you head in, there's like this hallway that leads around off to your right, and there's another door ahead of you.
I guess I would listen and then like try to find somebody inside.
Okay. There was supposed to be dynamic lighting on that, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so you take a listen around. There's several offices that kind of line this back wall. You do hear some chatter coming to your north.
Do they have like nameplates on the doors?
Yeah. So, let's see.
I mean, I'm pretty honed in looking for what was the name?
The Belbin Bond or Asperia.
Asperia.
Asperia. Okay. Yeah. So the one to the north, the farthest north, would have a sign on the door that said "Advisors Chambers." You can hear voices coming from inside.
Can I listen to see what they're saying?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Yep, that's good.
Okay. So pull up my note on this here. I'm jumping around all kinds of places in notes here. There we are. Okay.
Oh, me too.
Can I assume I'm not going to really hear anything of value or like too much of anything on a 5. So am I correct in that?
Typically, from what I understand, like if you roll below your passive perception, I don't think you can roll below your passive perception necessarily in most cases.
That's
so I was
very
going to
kind
use
of you.
basically your 11.
Okay.
So what you would basically hear, I'm just going to overview. You would hear a conversation happening between three different people.
Okay.
I think you would hear the names advisor, which you could safely assume would be Isperia. You hear the name Dovin, and you hear the name.
Isn't Dovin who I'm looking like right now?
No, you're looking like Dornil Noblepipe right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's another one. Let me find that name. You got it pulled up already. Here we go.
I don't know, Darth. I don't know.
Uzana is the last name you would hear. Essentially, they would be discussing a letter from Jace calling all the guilds together. They're basically trying to decide who they're going to send to this meeting. From what you can hear, the leaders of each column of the Azoria Senate and Isperia will be attending the meeting. You also hear some comments from the voice that's been called Dovin.
It's taking at least 15 minutes for the router to reboot.
All good. Welcome back.
What was that?
She said it's gonna take
Hey, guess
15
whose
minutes.
power just came back on?
Heyo.
Congrats.
But you would hear Dovin basically making some comments about saying that they should place thopters around the Verdande Center to keep an eye on things, but he keeps getting shut down. That's kind of what you're able to glean from the conversation.
Can I take out my calligraphy tools and draw a quick picture of a like a swarm of snakes and a dead sphinx?
Ooh, okay.
And just put it on like slide it under the door and then just take off running.
Yeah, you could do that pretty easily.
Cool.
Yeah, you draw this the symbols there, and you kind of fold it up like one time, and you shove it under the door, and you take off. You get to the front doors before you realize, oh yeah, so you just snuck past some guards to get in here, and you're still looking like a dork.
Yeah, then I would immediately. I'd probably just keep going, like looking like the dwarf still. Yeah, and just
Okay.
like go back out the door, like, good day, good day. Can't believe that worked. Can't believe that worked.
Okay. Yeah, you're passing the arresters that man the front door. They kind of look at you really odd, like, what is he doing? And you kind of push back, like there's like a group of law mages kind of walking up the bridge, and you kind of like push them out of the way on accident as you're running by. But you're able to get out of there.
Perfect.
Um,
Yeah, go pick Pestachu up from his bush and ride out.
Okay. Are you going to drop the disguise?
Yeah.
Make your way back?
Yeah,
Okay.
as soon as I feel like I'm like around the corner, like just out of eyesight of the guards.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So, in the meantime, Runner, Blackwell, Dottie, and Una, did you guys have something you were trying? Well, Avril was selling some stuff, but Runner, Blackwell, and Una, was there anything you guys wanted to do in the meantime?
Yeah, she's rebooting her computer. I'm still busy with this.
Okay.
I'm probably just gonna spend the day taking it easy, relaxing. I'm trying to stay close to here. I would repeat the spells that kept me hidden and relax.
So
Maybe
with
get in some spear practice.
those stones that you worked on with your spear, you can, if you haven't already, go ahead and add those to your inventory or that level up to your spear. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm. Okay, so you guys meet back up into the Guildpact summit after a while. Kind of wait for Una to get back. Do you guys want to take a quick break while we're waiting for Una?
That'd probably
Sounds
be
good
nice.
to me.
We could do that, sure.
Okay. I won't get too far into it.
I'm gonna leave the audio going.
Okay.
I pressed the wrong button. We'll be right back.
That was interesting. Did not expect.
I don't trust the leader, dude.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Jared was your boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I thought she was cool.
um.
Now she all missing and shit. Not missing, but not doing nothing. Should have just busted in that room, been like, I volunteer to go.
I'm like, who the F are you?
They would have seen right through my bullshit.
Yeah. Things are highly intelligent creatures.
Yeah. Like I am not good at like deception or insight or anything
About to
useful.
get some levels in Warlock with us.
Hey.
Speaking.
Yeah.
I'll do anything you want. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, right.
Well, I guess I got Eldritch Blast.
Worth it.
You say you did take a level in Warlock?
No.
No, that's if he ran afoul of the Sphinx.
Oh yeah.
That's my
I need
plan. If we ever run into something too powerful, I'm just going to swear allegiance and take a level of Warlock.
It's not a bad idea actually.
Oh, excuse me.
I mean, Bola starts killing the party, and we're on the edge of TPK. Yeah, I might become a Bolas convert.
I need to find some good ambient music for Ravnica.
Go with
One
this.
thing.
Go with a cityscape. Oh shit!
Escape.
Play some silly Sims music.
That's one thing that Roll20 does not show a lot of love to is their music selection.
Remember when everybody was, giving you the ability to play your own playlist and stuff? Like those video games that were coming out that you would let you play songs that you had saved on
Bruh.
your console and like
Yeah, that shit
whatever
was
happened
dope.
to that, man? Like, I don't want your shit. Just give me the ability to put Apple Music or Spotify or something on there and call it a day.
Yeah, I definitely jammed out to some Dave Mirra BMX with my own custom soundtrack, and it was great.
Oh, do the racing games and stuff where you could put a bunch of music on your Xbox and then have it play?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like Need for Speed.
Need for Speed Carbon was the one for me.
I liked Underground.
I think Hot Pursuit was probably my favorite.
Need for Speed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run to the restroom and stuff real quick.
All right.
My old roommate Jesse's favorite one was Shift.
It's not too bad.
My favorite was Burnout.
Oh,
Always.
Burnout was dope.
Welcome back. Yeah, Burnout had that crash mode where you could just see how much money you could rack up by just creating the most heinous accident that never existed. Loved it.
Burnout Paradise is my favorite.
So
One of the
we
reasons
were.
why I love Skate 3.
Oh yeah, Skate was really dope. Just to catch you up, we were taking a little bit of a break while we're just hanging out for a minute.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You were literally telling me what information I was gathering. All of a sudden, just power just
I know you're good.
through the whole house. And I look behind me and I'm like, our neighbors still have power. But if you look down the street, like, if you look west of where my apartment is, it's black. There's nothing. All power is out. But if you look to the east, everybody still has power. So it's like I was just right on that little tip of the transformer going out.
So basically, what she had told you was that I don't know if you caught the end of it, but
I was literally I can tell you exactly where I lost you because I was trying to write it down word for word. Let's see here. Yeah, Blood Witches went off on their own thing and a rumor, and then that's when everything went black.
So the rumor that she would have heard is that several of the Rakdos books that are important to the cult have went missing.
Okay.
I think that pretty much was the end of it.
All right.
And then Blackwell made the comment about Avril wanted to burn him, and Avril said that he still wants to burn him. And then that was it.
Very true.
That's fair. I feel real bad, guys, that like my power went out.
No, you're good. We were Nichek was oh, that was one thing you missed. Nichek is went by himself, but he went to the New Prov and he left a note under the door of the seeming guild leaders of the Wazoria Senate and kind of symbolically represented danger to the Sphinx. And I was kind of
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
yeah.
The guards wouldn't take it seriously, so he disguised himself as that dwarf guy that we met that was in Zarius the first day, the one that wanted us to go after the goblin,
Uh-huh.
and walked in and then slipped a threatening note under the Sphinx's door into his chambers and then dipped.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he was wanting to warn Azorius that there's somebody trying to kill their leader. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no better way to communicate that than get right to the outside of the room where their leader is and slip a fucking threat under the door.
Yeah.
I like to imagine just like he said he wrote snakes, so like snakes and then like a dagger and then like the Sphinx and then like tongue out and everything.
Oh gosh.
Right? Like stick figures and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness I had a backup power supply, so I was able to save my notes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, and because of power outage, Zard's not working on my computer that went down. So hey.
I mean, honestly, if your power is going to go out, it went out at the perfect time because it was just long enough for Nichek to do his whole thing, and then we took a break maybe a minute ago.
Okay.
So nobody was inconvenienced. You ended up being able to slip out and back in with no problem.
Sweet. Yeah, my phone sucks when it comes to not having Wi-Fi.
I did
My apartment also has horrible reception without Wi-Fi.
I did need to ask, did so you guys had a day before the Guildpact summit, was there anything you wanted to do besides talk to your people?
I had other things, but my brain has gone blank because of this power outage, so I will have to tell you later if there was something. But I don't think there is at the moment that's pressing. It's probably just more fluff play.
Okay. Just want to double check before we get into this next part.
Yeah.
I'm kind of debating on whether or not I should try to meet the new head of the group because he's going to go there, right?
Who knows? He
do I
probably
get
would be
feelings?
invited.
Say what?
He'd probably be invited, but you know, in the Gruul, it's a possibility he might not show up. Just as a middle finger to if he operates anything like the Gruul typically does.
Nope.
Mm, I don't know.
Sart's here with my power
I don't
supply.
really
One
wanna risk
moment.
it.
He just
Once
sleeps
every-
through. He sleeps through the whole thing. Sunrise. I thought it was sunset. Damn.
Oops. Once every
300 girls show up with a bunch of kegs in the evening. No idea what's going on.
Right.
I'm here.
Right. I think we're all back. Dom, did you get finished up with what you were doing? Dom might not be back yet. We may have lost Avril and Blackwell now. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's done.
Okay.
Or doing something today. I don't know.
Okay.
Can I just say our little guys at the bottom of the screen there looked pretty good?
They do.
I agree.
We look like a cool party. Bunch of edgelords, but cool party.
Death is a part of life.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I would buy our manga.
Yeah.
Especially with Dom's drawings, like that turned out really good. Like
It
I
did.
think you guys fit well as anime characters for sure.
I've been doing some changes to it, and I started coloring it. I've got Avril's base down. I need to finish him up and then move on to the next one.
Hell yeah. You guys ready to get back into it?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I've just been eating chips.
Okay. I don't know if Boone is still having issues or not. I'm not sure.
Her mic is muted at the moment.
Yeah.
About to have the big meetup.
Yep.
Anybody got any thing they want to say to the guilds they don't like?
I'm trying to broaden my horizons.
Prepare to be consumed
saw
by
that.
the power of Niv-Mizzet.
I saw that. You look like you're about to become a child soldier for Azorius.
Definitely not going to go that far into it, but
You're more of a Boris than a Azorius anyway,
yeah.
if you're going to go with that route.
I concur.
I think you would do very well on Rakdos.
I mean, probably that was my second choice.
Honestly, I feel like all of us could have gone to Rakdos and done very well for themselves. We would have made quite the little crew.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, Rakdos would have been a bad choice.
Okay, I'm
Just
back.
we could have started a metal band or something, just taking over Rakdos.
Right?
Yeah.
Run her on bass.
Hell
Black
yeah.
Ball on drums.
Runner,
You all trying to come into my guild and hang out with me? Una would have loved that.
runner's got
So
a good
much
power
shit.
stance.
All right, guys, you ready to fire this back up?
Fired.
Ready?
Okay.
My best Slash impersonation.
All right. So, you guys, throughout the day, get yourselves together to get ready for the Guildpact summit in the morning. You guys can take a long rest if you need to. I know there was some spells cast there.
I used the lucky.
Okay. Yeah. So, that said, you guys meet at sunrise over in precinct 3 at the Verdun Center of the Silesian Conclave. As you guys get there, you're a bit early. It looks like not everybody's shown up yet. There's a few of the attendees here already. Let's see. Obviously, Jace is here. If you'd like to talk to Jace before it starts, there's also the members of the Selesnian Conclave. Obviously, they're all here already. There's also Kaya, and she is joined by 2 other people that's currently here. Also,
Are
Albert Blackwell is there as well.
are we like guests of Jace?
Yes, you guys have been
Okay.
brought on as basically advisors to the situation.
Like, is it gonna be like, are we getting some looks like, why are they here, sort of thing? Like, who are these guys?
Um, yes. So, well, not so far. Right now, like it's pretty much people you guys have encountered, except for the Selesnya conclave. They are kind of giving you those sorts of looks, but they can tell that you've been brought here by Jace, so like they know not to question that. But it is odd that you guys are here.
Okay.
So yeah, that's who's here right now. Uh, other people will be showing up shortly. Is there any of those people that you wanted to talk with before things get started?
This one, if I can
Hmm.
get the chair.
Okay. Yeah, you guys do have assigned seats, like where, like essentially what you got is this. You guys have been in the Verdande Center before. It's basically like this large open chamber. Like it's got walls, but it's all open to the outside because like it's Selesnian, you know. But there's this big round table in the middle that kind of all the guild leaders sit around. There's like these sections that kind of break off into other tables next to some of the people. And then outside of that, you guys have chairs kind of lined up where you can sit. Uh, Obviously, you guys aren't like part of the the council, I guess you'd call it, but you guys are definitely in the
What?
room with the important stuff.
What? We're not in charge of everything?
Right.
Yet we're not in charge of everything yet.
You've put us on the council, but we're not a master. This is ridiculous.
Right. Um, so after a little while, you see members of the bearing the Boros signets. They come in. One of them looks to be quite literally an angel. Um, she's joined by two commanding officers. She takes her place. A little while later, you see the law mages walk in from the Azorius Senate. They are joined by their advisor, Isperia, um, the Sphinx. You actually get to see her in full force this time, Echak. I think I actually have handouts for these people. I can share those for you.
I would definitely want to like keep an eye on her, like, and see if she's being like looking around extra, or I guess I wouldn't be able to know if I was noticing anything different, but uh
Looking for signs of your note taking effect, basically.
yeah,
Okay.
but also noticing that there's nobody from Golgari here yet either.
That is correct. Yeah.
We're a group of five,
Right.
and I'm going to try to blend into the background of our little group as much as possible.
Okay.
Retroactively, so two questions. One, how did my demonstration go? And two, um, do they need to keep one of those on hand?
So for the demonstration, it went pretty well. People are definitely interested with this new use of the technology. Like typically, Mizium's kind of made into something like, but it's interesting to see how it's affects something that's already been made. So definitely making breakthroughs in that area. Uh, they'd probably keep one so that they could copy the design for the next one, but one of
All
them
right,
they wouldn't be able to
perfect.
spare. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make more than one.
So I'm going to take a minute to kind of show you guys who you're looking at so you can put a face to the name. So This is Dovin Bond. Everybody's got kind of nameplates that are like the council member, or the all the guild leaders. So this is Dovin Bond. There is another law mage that it looks to be the leader of the Jalen column, Uzana. Don't have a picture for them. The actual guild leader or the guild master is the leader of the Sauva column. They're basically the judiciary column. They are the grand judge or whatever. So that is Leonos the second, sits down directly next to Isperia, which is I'm putting these images in the Ghostfire chat, by the way.
Okay.
Isperia is impressively large. Yeah. This is all a very large open area, though. Like, it's Selesnya Conclave, so it works out. But see,
So they've planned ahead.
Wait, is that a Sphinx?
that is a Sphinx.
That is.
Red fucking Golgari.
Of course, the Golgari have a Sphinx.
No, we don't have a Sphinx.
No, the Golgari want him to kill a Sphinx.
Oh, right.
In particular, that Sphinx.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't help you with that one.
I'm gonna have to do a hard pass. That's a rough one, even for me to say yes to.
Una doesn't think she's ready to mess with that yet. She knows that's way too much for her.
So for the Boros Legion, this is Aurelia, the guild master, the angel. She is joined by her the leader of the Wojek tribe, or the Wojek League, and the Boros army. Tajik is the leader of the Boros army, and Agrus Kos, he is the leader of the Wojek League. This one here. No one's shown for Gruul or the Cult of Rakdos yet. You do have Albert. Niv Miz hasn't showed up yet. You guys know who Albert is already, though. For the Orzhov, you see Kaya, which you guys know who Kaya is as well. She's the one you guys helped put in place as the guild master of Orzhov. She is joined by two people. Someone that you learn is named Tomic, or sorry, Tomic. Teo, and another one that is just known as Rat. This is Teo. Then the final ones are the members of the Selesnian Conclave. Most I don't have pictures of, but one that serves as the speaker of the Tristani, which the Tristani is the actual guild leader. But their speaker is a lady named Imra Tandris, She's Amara Tandris, sorry. That is actually Tomic. That wasn't Teo, my bad. This is Teo from the Orzhov right there. Anyway, and then you see the 5 other people that are in the council of the High Council of the Selesnian Conclave. Was there any of these people that you guys wanted to chat with before things get started? It's getting about time for the summit to actually begin.
Una will ask Jace real quick, like, "Hey, where's the Ragnos, person?"
Says, well, he kind of looks down. He kind of casts like a spell in his hand. He says, they tend to be a bit late.
Sounds like us.
Um,
I'm just making sure I don't have to represent Ragnos being the only one here from there.
As you say that, I'm like walking towards the Golgari seat and just like stop, like look, like. So, is this seat taken?
It unfortunately is taken. I have seats for you guys right over there to advise us when needed.
Una's gonna go take a seat and put her boots on the table.
I
If there
would
is a
agree.
table.
Not shown up.
I
What's
would
that?
greet Kaya and ask her if all is well, and then also greet Alex and trust that things are going all right um, with fucking forgot my guild name.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kind of make some small talk with Albert. You guys pretty much always have time to catch up when you're not, obviously on an adventure or whatnot. But things seem to be going all right. He has heard word of your demonstration from the night before, and he's pretty fascinated in it himself. She tells you that things things have been going pretty well, but there's still some tension between her and Taysa Karlov. She's kind of a little bitter about her not getting the Guildmaster title. She feels like she should have been the one to have gotten it, obviously, but yeah, the people that are with Kaya stay pretty quiet. They look like they are younger, like late teenagers. You'd probably say.
Push out the boomers, get in the next generation. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, Zelda,
So
what's
that's
up?
kind of what Kaya tells you.
We're about to
So just before the summit
advise
begins,
a bunch of guilds.
you start to see the last remaining people come in. You see one person come in from the Simic Combine. Her name is Vanifar. Let me give you a picture of her.
Yes, it is. We are playing a full Magic the Gathering campaign.
You see two of the Blood Witches, Una, that are from the Cult of Rakdos. They come in and take their seats at the table. These are the two that you see. Not quite as dramatic necessarily, but kind of what they look like.
Yeah, that would be what they look like.
Yeah, we're gonna become planeswalkers, I think. It's been a really fun campaign so far.
Let's see here. Alto, right. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's actually not the one. Sorry.
Ah,
It's actually just one. This is the Blood Witch that shows up for Rakdos. Her name is Ixava. As for the
I see bigger horns equals higher up in Rakdos.
right,
do not have horns yet.
you you see one person from Golgari, Izoni. She is known as the Matka for the Golgari Swarm. See what she looks like.
Knee checks and love.
And finally, the last two people to enter. The first one to enter the building is a mysterious cloaked person. Can't really make out their face, but Runner, you know who this is. This is your guild master, or
Oh, boy.
prior guild master.
Yeah, Runner is still in his seat. He is trying to look as inconspicuous as possible. If anybody's sitting close by, he is very tense.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm gonna
luckily.
lean over to Runner and go, "Do you need me to give you like one of my animals from my bag of tricks? You look a little tense.
No, right now I'm just hoping not to be noticed.
Keep that cowl on, you'll be fine. If all else fails, we'll just put a wig on you." And I like show him like I still have my disguise kit in my backpack.
And
I just type
That
my hood
won't work
a little more.
Yeah, that won't work to hide him. They magically trace people.
And last but not least, the last person to walk into the room is a young boy. He's kind of picking his teeth, kind of not even dressed for the occasion. He just walks in, looks around, and he kind of just like rolls his eyes. Domri Raid is the last person to walk in to the council meeting or the summit.
He showed up.
Everybody's kind of
he's
staring
important.
at him. Everybody's kind of staring at him, like surprised that he showed up at all. And he's like, kind of kicks his feet up onto the table. He's like, all right, well, get on with it. I don't have all day. And Jace kind of looks around. He's like, right. So
Like
he kind of.
Copy
Yeah.
cat. I had my feet.
I
on
like
the
'em.
table first.
Who showed up for Golgari?
The leader.
This. Well, the high priest. Her name is Zoni.
Okay.
They call her the Matka. She's like the
Got you.
highest shaman.
Yeah, she's one of the elves, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jace takes the floor. He starts to give a speech to the members of the different guilds. So he says he stands atop the raised dais in the Selesnian Conclave's Verdande Center. The great hall is filled to capacity with leaders and other representatives of the 10 different guilds. He gazes out at the sea of faces before him, his expression grave as he prepares to deliver his message. Guilds of Ravnica, I've come before you today with grave news, he begins, his voice carrying throughout the hall. The Elder Dragon, Nicol Bolas, has returned to our plane. His power and influence are growing, and it's only a matter of time before he makes his move against us. There are murmurs of alarm and consternation from the crowd as Jace continues. So we cannot hope to defeat Bolas alone. We must come together, all 10 guilds, if we are to have any chance of standing against him. We must put aside our differences and work together, or else we will surely fall. Jace pauses, letting his words sink in. You kind of hear some discussion from the crowd. they're kind of talking amongst each other in their different guilds, kind of discussing what the implications of this means. Jace continues on. He says, "I know that cooperation does not easily come to us, especially in these troubled times, but the stakes are too high to allow our petty squabbles to get in the way. We must unite, or we all suffer the consequences." And with that, Jace steps down from the dais, and the guild leaders and representatives are left to ponder his words and consider the grave threat that lay before them. The fate of Ravnica hangs in the balance, and only by coming together can they hope to stand against the might of the Elder Dragon. Jace kind of gives them a minute to discuss things amongst themselves before they further their conversation.
Can I ritual cast something while this is going on?
Sure. What are you trying to cast?
Divination.
Okay. What spell exactly are you trying to do? Oh, divination. This spell. Got it.
What school of magic is that in?
Oh, I wonder.
Necromancy.
Divination.
Evocation for sure.
I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast divination.
Okay. Your magic armor puts you in contact with the gods. Yes. Okay. So as everyone's kind of sitting there talking, you guys look over and you hear Blackwell saying some chances. He's like putting together some offerings. And he starts to cast this spell. You're getting some odd glares for sure. That said,
Freaking make a distraction.
I just kind of like look. And then
Dance
just, like,
around. Do
look
something.
back.
I'll send her Pixie out to
Oh,
do like something.
I'm not trying to be coy about it. If somebody asked me, I'd definitely tell them what I'm doing.
okay. Yeah, no one actually comes up and asks, but they are staring at you. Like they know you're casting a spell, but it doesn't look to be
A
a
dangerous
danger.
spell.
Correct. Yeah. So, and that said, what are you asking? You get a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity within 7 days.
I'd probably be trying to, well, obviously talk to the blind eternities, which we just talked to one of the crazy beings inside there that I don't know exist yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically asking like what the future holds for that guy, the bolus.
Bolus.
Yeah, like if bolus becomes active within the next 7 days or something like that.
In 7 days.
Yeah, because I think that's the limit of the divination is 7 days.
In 7 days. So the blind eternities, I guess this is the first time you've really used this. So the blind eternities don't communicate in speech necessarily. They give you like flashes of images that like kind of flood through your mind. So what you kind of start to see as your eyes or your one eye kind of rolls into the back of your head, you start to get this vision of Nicol Bolas. This is the first time you've actually seen Nicol Bolas. I'll show you a picture of him. I think I've already actually showed you as a player, but there you go. So you see the dragon. Definitely, like your vision focuses on this gem that he holds between his horns, but he seems to be standing atop of this like rotted log. It looks like there's just chaos and destruction behind him, the place doesn't look familiar at all. Like it looks almost tropical, which is not an area you've seen so far. But holding in his hand, he has this. It looks like this ancient device. It's kind of hard exactly to see what it looks like, but you see almost this smirk across his face. Uh, what he has in his hand that you can tell, it definitely is like glowing, but it looks like this like octagon that has like several gears and cogs spinning around in it. Um, that's kind of what you get from your vision, though. That's within the next 7 days. So it's kind of what you get.
Oh, um, and does the device familiar at all?
Nothing like you've ever seen before. It looks ancient and it looks powerful, whatever it is. You're not sure what it could do necessarily, but it is definitely gives off that vibe for sure.
Definitely, probably. Snap to it, probably cold. Seeing something powerful.
You chopped up quite a bit there. I didn't catch any of that.
Oh, damn it. I'm trying
Yeah.
to adjust the feed on my phone and like, no, you're just trying to move the window.
I'm hearing you a little clearer now.
There we go. Okay. How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say if I'd probably snap back in a cold sweat after witnessing something that powerful.
Okay. Yeah, you
Um,
guys can visibly see this on Blackwell.
yeah, I'd definitely want to raise attention to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to cut anybody off if they're speaking though.
Yeah, so right now everybody's kind of in their like they're all at a table, but they kind of got their own segregations, I guess, of the different guilds. But they're all kind of talking amongst each other, while Jace is kind of like waiting for someone to step up and talk.
Okay, then I would bring Jace um the divination, the vision that I saw in a ribbon,
Okay,
and the encode thoughts.
gotcha. Yeah, so as you hand that over to Jace, the rest of you guys notice someone walking up to you from the Demir portion of the table. It wasn't someone you guys had noticed before, but it looks like someone familiar. It looks like ZD comes to the comes to your guys' chairs, and she says, "Hello, everyone. I have something important for you all, and I need you to come with me."
Where do you want me to go? Her?
Let's hear what she has to say first, but keep your knife handy.
She wants us to go with her.
Isn't ZD your girlfriend?
I haven't seen ZD since things went down. Yeah, I'll get up to and then gesture for her to lead the way.
Okay. Anyone else following? Or
Of course, I'm going with. It sounds like I'm about to be able to punch something.
Una will go, but she's going to drop an animal from her from her bag of tricks just to sit in her spot because it's very
Okay.
Una like to not leave something behind.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
What's getting left behind? Ooh.
I put Pestachu
There's
in my
a
seat.
badger in my seat now.
Okay. What was
Una
that?
will just say to the badger, if something goes down, come get me.
Okay.
That's
Honey badger,
That's
don't
all
do
she
that.
tells him. Honey Badger don't care.
Just come back to the seat. Where does Badger come from?
Pest to choose in my seat.
And,
Yeah.
and I'll have Brecken come with me.
Okay. Blackwell and Nietzsche, are you guys following with too?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
I got my hand on a ghost blade.
Okay.
I kind of want to see where this is going, but I reserve the right to teleport to you guys if I need to.
Okay. So you're hanging out in the summit meeting? Okay.
For right now, yeah.
Right now. Okay. So ZD kind of looks towards you, Blackwell, and she's like, "You sure you don't want to come with? They're not going to be missing you, I promise."
I just want to be sure I don't miss something stellar.
My Badger's going to be here, so you won't miss anything. See, Badger. Haha.
She
I'm not a druid. I can't speak to your Badger.
Doesn't matter. Badger is here. If something happens, Badger comes gets us. Simple.
ZD kind of nods at you. She says, "Very well." She kind of leads you guys outside of the building you're in, over to kind of like this tree that like hangs out in this meeting area outside. Um, she has kind of like this cloak up. She normally wears a cloak, but as she like walks ahead of you guys towards the tree, she turns back around and you see this like whoosh of smoke as the cloak spins around, and a totally different person is there.
Knew it.
Now I immediately summon my spear.
Okay. You draw your spear to your hand, and you see this lady, not with a weapon drawn, but she's the one standing before you.
Where's CD?
She says, "Runner," says, "I had to tell you this at some point, but ZD never existed." Said it was.
Dun dun dun.
She says, "My name's Atrada. I am one of the inner circle members of Demir. I work directly for Lazov, and I've been watching you and the rest of you."
I guess I'll dismiss my spear and just kind of look at her.
She says, as you put your spear away, she kind of pulls out this note and hands it over to you, and she says, "Lazov asked me to give you this directly." Do you take it?
Probably look at. I would look at her for a little bit, like definitely a few long seconds, and then I would take the note and read it.
Una's immediately like, "What's it say? What's it say?"
She says, "I didn't want to lead you on too long, but just know that you are still welcome in our guild." And she kind of walks off back into the meeting room.
I think you mean she runs off crying.
No, she seems as cold as ever.
Like Runner's definitely glad he's wearing a mask today. What does the note say?
So the note is a pretty long note, kind of discussing several things in it. But the gist of the note, from what you get, is it discusses that someone named Zig, who is a member of Demir, and also a member of the Golgari, has went rogue after she was caught using Demir resources to send an attack on your group. It talks about how this Zig person has quickly moved through the ranks of the Golgari, and she was really like working for Jared. She was a very valuable member of Demir because uh, she had really close seat to Jared. But since Jared's been taken over by Vraska, her standing with the new guild master isn't very good. So she's kind of lost favor in Demir. She kind of has started to basically go rogue after that. The name doesn't ring a bell to you, Runner. But in there, Lazov basically says that Demir was not the one that sent the attack on you guys, and you are still very much a part of Demir if you would like to be.
Interesting. Is this written in any kind of code? This is easy, plain to read. It's written in common.
Yeah, it'd probably be written in common. Pretty straightforward, to the point.
I would hand the note to Nichek to
Okay.
read. Do you know somebody named Zig?
Yes, yes, I do.
Apparently Zig's been behind this whole thing, and I'll hand him the note so you can read that, and then I'll paraphrase the rest for Avril and Una.
They, no.
Wonderful.
Shoot.
So when do I punch them?
I want to roast them to a crisp.
It can't have been Zig. Like, Zig just took care of Pistachio for me.
Zig's the one that sent the hits
Dun, dun,
after
dun.
us a couple days ago.
God, we
So
can't
then
trust
I knew
anybody.
exactly where it would be.
It makes sense how your leaders knew that somebody in House Demir was close to you. Somebody in House Demir sold me out to your leaders.
So is Zig in House Demir?
Apparently,
No,
Zig has
it's-
been an agent for House Demir this whole time.
High-ranking one too.
Well, we can't trust shit.
So according to this letter, Zig has been getting information from Jared and giving it to House Demir. As a result, which I get it. I mean, if I had gotten close to Niv Mizzet, I would have been legendary in House Demir. But he got close to Jared. She got close to Jared, and apparently, when Vraska took over, she didn't have the clout anymore, so she sold me out to get clout.
Wow.
So, okay, let me get this straight. We gotta go kill my ex-girlfriend?
Wait, Zig is your
Well, I mean,
ex-girlfriend?
she kind of was trying
Well-
to kill you too.
Well, hold on. Like, what? Tell us what you know about Zig. This is the first time I'm ever hearing this name.
Well, it was a bit of a torrid romance. They are a druid by nature, goblin, and they run a large rot farm. At least, that's what I thought. I thought she was a simple goblin woman.
No, I think you've been had.
That's not the first time.
Wait,
Or will it be the last?
So I found out my girlfriend was fake, and you found out your ex-girlfriend's a traitor on the same day?
Yes.
Like within 10 seconds of each other.
Does that make us Eskimo brothers, or is that different?
I
Well,
think so.
a weird way. I agree with that.
We
I don't know,
both
I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that in college.
What does it mean?
we both got
I remember you
fucked.
saying that in college, but I don't remember the context.
I know we both got fucked.
We did. Absolutely. I'm definitely gonna need a drink after we figure out what we're gonna do next.
I know this cool bar down in the Undercity.
Oh man.
It's pretty wild.
Just be like, I just got my mixology license.
He called
So-
bartender.
So Blackwell, you're staying in the summit, so you're kind of hearing what's going on right now.
Right.
So you start to hear the leaders start to like kind of discuss between one another. The a lot of their faces are pretty grim, but the atmosphere gets to be a lot more heated. You kind of hear some conversations going back and forth before suddenly the leader of the Boros Legion stands up and she slams her fist onto the table and she says, "We cannot sit back and wait for Bolus to make the first move. She says, we must strike first and show him that we will not be cowed by his threats." You see the leader of the Selesnya conclave. She shakes her head. She says, "No, we must not rush into battle. We must gather our allies and strengthen our defenses. If we attack without a plan, we'll only play into Bolus's hand." And you see like an argument start to happen between the two guilds, and it starts to grow more heated. You can see that the other guilds are starting to kind of take sides in the argument. Some are leaning towards preemptive strike, while others are advocating for a defensive stance.
If I may make a suggestion, going at each other's throats and getting antsy about how we're going to deal with this is only going to make dealing with it much more difficult in the long run. We need to stay cool-headed and come up with a plan together.
They all kind of like they do the whole thing where like they're kind of talking over you first, and then they kind of like slowly start to shut up as they listen to you. And you see you see some of the guild leaders kind of scoff like towards the other guilds that are disagreeing, but they all kind of are like staring at you. Jace is kind of staring intently, like he agrees, but then suddenly Niv Mizzet kind of speaks up and he says, "Now that's something I can agree with," and they all kind of look at Niv Mizzet like he obviously holds a very high importance. Like he's probably like Niv Mizzet pretty well. He's probably the most powerful person in this room at the moment. And they all kind of shut up immediately and listen to what he says. He says, "I have a proposal. Some of you are not going to like it, but I think it's what's necessary for us to pull, like this young man says, pull ourselves together and work together as a team." He says, "My bold idea is the creation of a new living Guildpact." And you hear the different guild leaders start to like break out in a chatter, like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" At that point, the rest of you guys standing outside, the Retrata, who was Zedi, has left by now. You guys have this information in your hands. What do you guys do?
Well, there's like nothing else out here, right?
Nope, it's just kind of like, I mean, obviously no one's came and got you, so no one's probably really noticed that you're gone. But
I mean,
yeah.
if we're done with this conversation, we'll head back inside.
Yeah, I'd probably see if I could get the note back and then read over it again. Take a couple minutes, then go in. Go find my seat again.
Let me know if you need me to pump or something.
So as you guys filter one by one back inside, you start to hear Niv Mizzet speak up again. He says, "Now, as you know, the original Guildpact has served us well for centuries, but the time has come for a fresh start. The world has changed, and the Guildpact must change with it." He says, "I believe that I am uniquely qualified to take the mantle of the living Guildpact. My intellect and magical prowess are unparalleled, and I have a deep understanding of the inner workings of the guilds. With me as the living Guildpact, I can help guide the guilds towards a brighter future and ensure that the balance of power remains stable. I urge you to consider my proposal and give me the opportunity to serve you as the new living Guildpact." And he kind of like rests his case for the moment. You hear the several guild leaders start to kind of chatter back and forth. Is there anything you guys would like to input here? staying quiet to see what happens.
What does like the vibe seem like? You said that like the room basically just like went quiet when he started talking.
Yeah, whenever Niv Mizzet starts talking, they kind of shut up and listen, and then immediately after he gets done, they go back to kind of. Some of them are bickering, some of them are like seem to be like conversing, maybe finding some common ground here and there, but it's about half and half split, like one way or the other is the vibe you're getting.
And then this has been like super solid the whole time for us too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. He'll just like keep an eye out and see where, like, if there might be somebody trying to be a problem.
All right.
Una's kind of just more surveying the room right now because after finding out like two people who were close to my friends is apparently not who they used to be, she's now questioning herself as like, is everybody in this room who they appear to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see her just start pinching us and like, are you someone else?
Actually, yeah, that's what she is doing. She's like poking you guys one by one, like, are you sure you're you?
First, you start out with the badger.
Oh no, she doesn't mess with the badger. She knows better. The badger came straight out of the bag. She knows where that badger came from.
Yeah, that badger don't give that.
That badger will fuck her up. She knows it. But she is going to kind of like insightly look at everyone, going like, are we sure these are all the people who are supposed to be the leaders now? Like, she is very skeptical.
Okay. So I'm gonna need 28 insight checks from it. I'm just kidding.
Oh God.
But yeah, it's definitely hard to say. Like, there's been a lot of betrayal happen over the last few days for Una. Definitely, definitely reasonable stance to be suspicious of any and everyone right now. So, Runner, you look over at Lazav. You kind of can't really see what's under his hood. Like, he's got his cloak all like almost all the way down. But you give him a nod, he kind of nods back really slow, and then you can see him like crack a smile underneath where his cloak hood kind of cuts off. It's odd to see that coming from him.
Oh, that's interesting.
I want to peek over at Jace.
Okay. Yeah, Jace seems to be like, this is definitely heavy on Jace, but it's he and Niv Mizzet seem to have like a closer relationship. Like, he seems to be heavily considering this option. Like, it's definitely a viable possibility. But yeah.
That'd just be like pros and cons. The Miz is strong, and he's got a really level head.
I think that me probably, like, when everybody walked back to the table, I just like left. Like I just kept
Ooh.
going, walking right past the table.
Okay. Where's he headed towards?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Bar.
Hey, drink.
If only there was an open bar in the room. I think we could all use a drink.
Definitely not in this room, unfortunately. But a lot of people could probably use one right now. So Jace kind of like interrupts the crowd and he says, Niv, I understand your concern about the power of balance of Ravnica. The living Guildpact has served its purpose, but it's clear that the guilds need a new form of leadership. I'm willing to transfer the powers of the living Guildpact over to you. I believe that you have the vision and the strength to guide Ravnica to a brighter future. With the power of the Guildpact at your disposal, I have no doubt you'll be able to maintain the delicate balance between the guilds and prevent any one of them from gaining too much power. I know this will not be an easy task, but I have a faith in your abilities, and you have my support, Niv. And he kind of sits down. Everybody looks kind of shocked that he's willing to do all this.
Una's eyebrow just went up like tenfold on her head. Like, what the fuck?
Vulnerable.
Wait, what does this mean for Ghostfire?
Not good, probably.
Well, he could have more time on his hands.
Gotta
I
love
don't
the
like
children.
the idea of changing power now when we're in a time of crisis. That's okay. Look, I'm all for chaos, but this is ridiculous.
I mean, you kind of make a
Well,
good point.
I mean,
No,
changing
he's
to
already-
someone who is already, changing to somebody who's already proven to be much more capable,
You
would probably be
wouldn't
less
think he's more
chaotic than-
capable. You're in, is it?
I mean, you got a dude versus fucking 1,000-year-old wise dragon.
I don't think Jace is just a normal dude. Is he?
What was that, Nee?
Said I don't think Jace is just a normal dude.
I'm just saying the dude also agreed that Niv Mizzet was a better choice. Like he's just like, I've been doing this, and yeah, no, I think he's gonna be better at this.
I mean, honestly, this is just an academic conversation for us because they are going to make their own decisions regardless of what we say.
100%.
So,
Una is going to do something.
okay.
As a player, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Una's going to jump up and go, okay, hang on here for a moment, okay? Listen, I know I'm like a nobody in a lot of places here with all of you big shots, but could I just point out something here is that we're dealing with a threat from a major badass. And we're talking about making a brand new guild pack and like changing a lot of shit. I'm one for chaos, but seriously. I just found out that some people in this room are not who they claimed to be before this meeting. Now there are somebody else. But I don't think some of us are who they are.
You see Niv Mizzet, he's kind of staring intently at you. You see him like puffing smoke out of his nostrils. And he's just
I
kind
can
of staring
puff
intently.
smoke too if you really want me to.
So,
Scare me.
Oh, no.
so he's not giving you like an angry look. He's just like kind of like curious about what's happening right now.
Yeah, he's like, you are a child.
Una is a child at heart. We all know this.
Knees suddenly thinking, or Rudder suddenly thinking about sliding over a seat just to be
What's
like,
this?
I'm not part of that. I'm not.
So,
Look, politics is new to me, okay? Well, let's face facts here.
Ava just
The
stands
tax
up
is
like,
working
I
as
wonder
it
where
is right
Nichek
now,
went
right?
off to.
Like, Una's
Yeah.
going into this big hoopla speech of like, maybe right now is not the best time to make such a rash decision.
So as you're saying that, everyone's kind of quiet. Niv Mizzet's like intently staring at you, and then suddenly Isperia speaks up and she says, I think I agree with the young lady. I received this outside my door yesterday. And she slides the note onto the table. She said, I don't know what this means, but I have a feeling that there's workings at play that makes me not want to trust the other guilds. And she kind of sits back on her hind legs as the council looks at the note. And you guys notice that the Golgari representative here, she's looking like at the note. She's like, that did not come from us. And Isperia is like, it sure looks like it came from a Golgari. I can smell it. And you see this kind of like argument breaking out over between the two guilds.
I would like to
And
point
none
out
of us
to
know
both
that.
of your guilds.
Nope.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
None of us know anything about that. Nichek just left.
Yep.
I would like to point out to both of your guilds that if this guy gets out, I don't think either one of your guilds is going to be spared. Sure, I believe the Golgari believes in death and rebirth, but I don't think you're going to be around for the rebirth part.
Yeah, she kind of sits back in her seat and she kind of looks back up to Niv Miz and she says, so new living Guildpact, what would you have us do then? Niv Mizzet kind of like stares intently. He's still kind of staring at Una right now. He kind of lets another puff of smoke out, and he says,
Why not have two living guild packs instead of just one? Double the production, you know?
I don't think we understand how.
I don't think we know how that
Guildpact
works.
Una.
Una has
Yeah.
no idea. She's just spouting ideas.
he says, he kind of starts to speak finally. He's like,
Question before that. Una, you're a dragon soul, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, I'm draconic. Bloodline.
I mean like your sorcerer powers.
Red draconic was my lineage,
Okay.
I believe.
so Niv Mizzet kind of lets out the puff of smoke and he starts to talk. He says, I like the boldness of these Jace. And he kind of nods back at him. And he says, first, we should discuss what we know about Nicol Bolas. Says you guys seem to be quite knowledgeable on the subject. What do you know so far?
Probably have to punch him at some point in time.
Assumption.
We know
Is he talking to us?
Yes.
we know a man from the Izzet League tried to contact him with some sort of device that he created. That his name was Rawl.
Yeah, I would basically tell him about the two people we've seen try to summon him, the effect he's been having on these people, what I've heard and what I've seen in the divination.
As the whole building seems to be quiet as they're listening to you.
It's like this guy seems like he was banished completely from this realm, and it's almost like he's influencing people here greatly.
Says he kind of takes a minute to let that all settle in, and says, I think I have an idea of how he might be going about his plans. And everyone kind of looks inquisitively at Niv Mizzet. I've been sensing this great magic at play, and I wasn't sure, but from what you say, Blackwell, Alex, I think he's trying to cast the Elder Spell. And you see, like, some of the older members, like, definitely, like, the Azorius group. You see the Jace and the Simic Guildmaster, they all kind of, like, gasp at what he
I
said.
can't get the old one. That ain't gonna work for me.
So that's not exactly literal. It says the Elder Spell is
Oh, that's
ancient magic from the plane of Dominaria. It says, I think he might be trying to achieve godhood.
Who
Oh,
doesn't
that's-
want godhood?
That's not good.
Wait, that's a thing you can do.
With the right knowledge and capabilities, but the Elder Spell requires a remarkable amount of energy. I don't know how he plans to get this energy. That's the question now. He says, Jace stands up and he says, perhaps we should come up with a way to defeat him before he can cast this Elder Spell then. Niv kind of nods at him. He says, I actually know someone that might be able to help us. He says, there is a man by the name of Gideon Jorah. He's an honorable fighter. He's sacrificed himself for the life of another planeswalker. I feel like he's a perfect ally for this council, and he's somewhat of an expert on a weapon known as the Black Blade. It's a mystical soul drinking weapon created by the blacksmith Dakan. Gideon disappeared a few years ago after sacrificing himself, but perhaps if we could get into the underworld of Theros to bring Gideon back to Jorah, or Gideon back to Ravnica, perhaps he could give us some invaluable information about this weapon and how we could use it against Bolus. Is it
Above table, who's Gideon again?
Gideon? I think the only one that knows about Gideon, I don't think any of you guys actually know about Gideon yet. But Gideon is a planeswalker that is currently apparently in the underworld of Theros, which I think, Blackwell, you would know some of the religious lore of the multiverse from where you've been so far with your texts you've read in Strixhaven and whatnot. So, according to religious texts, whenever someone dies in the multiverse, their spirit goes to a plane called Theros, which is kind of like the heaven and hell, basically. And Theros contains the underworld where basically dead souls go to be forgotten. Yeah, it's kind of what you've learned about Gideon so far.
That sounds harrowing.
Yeah. Is it, or Niv Mizzet kind of speaks up too. He says perhaps another option as well is to send someone to the plane of Amonkhet, the jackal-headed Hazaret, the Amonkhet god of Zil, is said to be willing to offer her spear as a reward for completing the 5 god trials of Amonkhet. Perhaps we could use this weapon to take down Bolus, as legend has it that it was created by the god pharaoh of Amonkhet. Perhaps it'd be powerful enough to take down an elder dragon.
Is Amonkhet where Nietzsche's from?
It is.
Oh shit! I wish Nietzsche was in here. Has he told us that? Do we know that?
Una would
I
know
bel-
it.
I believe he's told you guys.
Una, if you know it, fucking send him a message. Get his ass in here.
Check, get your ass in here. Apparently, we have an idea, but it requires your plane. Get your ass in here now.
I
Gotta
fucking
love
hate
Central
Honestly,
life.
Poetic timing.
all Avra wants is someplace with an awesome outdoors area. That's what he's looking for in his life right now. He's so sick of the city. So tired of the city.
Nee, like, lets out a sigh, hears the message, and like just stays there with his eyes closed for a little bit longer, taking another deep breath in, and like really just taking in like the scent of the city and like associating it with these feelings of betrayal and like not not good thoughts. And he like lets out his breath, opens his eyes, uh, picks Pestachu up, and just walks in there holding him like an evil guy in a
Uh-oh.
spy movie, like just petting him, like as I walk in.
Okay.
Dr. Evil holding his cat.
Yeah, without the pinky.
I mean, we got 4 people here that aren't from the city.
Uh, yeah, he just like opens the doors and like doesn't go sit down or anything. He just goes and stands like in an archway or something like that. Like doesn't say anything.
So you guys do see Nichek come in the doors. Doesn't seem to be noted other than maybe Niv Mizzet glancing an eye over there, but other than that, seems to be like the guilds are so caught up in the conversation they haven't really noticed. But you guys do.
Do we
Una
know
will-
this is where he's from? Is that like common knowledge for us?
I'm sure Una has probably asked him. To,
Like-
when- like,
It's been 6 years of small talk, so it's really just whether Nietzsche would not tell us rather than whether it would have come up.
I don't. I remember having mentioned that like Bolus was sleeping at my home to at least one of you, probably all of you as a group.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Remember Nietzsche mentioning his home plane a few times. I don't know if he ever said the name Amonkhet though.
yeah, I'm not sure that I would like I did. Um,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to think that you would know, the names of actual like planes and stuff.
yeah, like I don't know that because like Nietzsche was pretty like sheltered while he was there too. So like, and he left as a kid. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think definitely for Nietzsche, he would know of his home as being Noctamoon for sure, which is the city that he would have been from on Amonkhet. But
yeah, I would have probably told you guys that before I said Almond Cat.
um, yeah, so
Because I
Nick,
yeah,
Yeah, so I guess my
we don't
question
leave
would
the
still
city.
stand. Which one has the most outdoors?
well, um, you definitely ask some people if you'd like.
You just kind of ask it out to the air.
Una's just gonna throw it out there and just go, why not all of the above? I mean, you've
So is
had that
that the
many good weapons against, a freaking ancient dragon.
is that
No
the two
offense.
things that we think could the only two things we think could help is find Gideon on Theros and get a spear from Amonkhet?
I mean, all the planes are in danger. There's got to be something.
When I hear
I think
spear
we
on
should get the
Amonkhet,
weapon sooner than later.
does that like
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
So Nietzsche, you would know kind of what they're talking about now, because the five God trials is definitely a big deal on Amonkhet from being born all the way through your life. So definitely starts to ring a bell that they're talking about Hezeret, the god of zeal.
Okay. Because really, I just got called in here, and I'm just standing here, but I don't know
Yeah.
why I got called in here.
Yeah. So
Now you hear we got to go to your plane.
um so as far as you said, is there anything else that could help? Um let's see.
Is that also why Jace is stepping down as the? I'm going to ask this to the council as well. Is that why Jace is stepping down from the Guildpact? Is because he's going to have to go to these planes to get this thing? Because as far as I know, he's the only planeswalker.
So Jay stands up, he kind of looks around, says, I am one of many, but he says I do think I am needed elsewhere. I think my time is better spent places other than Ravnica at the moment, perhaps, but definitely need to keep in mind that my true goal is to help the people of Ravnica. Let me see here.
Well, there's obviously more than one planewalker that exists.
I figured they had a machine or something.
Go back here.
I don't know how this works.
There is more information here. I just gotta find it in my notes here.
So how are we supposed to go fight the get the spear, fight the bad guy? Wait, get the guy? I don't know.
We go.
But it
We
will be
either go to
punching
the
him, though.
We either go to the underworld and we go get this one guy who apparently has, knows the weapon, knows the black blade, and you know, and then that doesn't even guarantee that we're going to find it on him. And then we got the spear thing. So do we have to
Look,
choose?
I
mean,
don't know about the underworld because, like, I'm tired of enclosed spaces for right now. We could do the underworld thing later. That sounds.
I'm gonna kind of beg close to the group, and be like, we've been told that we potentially could have a spark, but our spark hasn't been awakened. We don't have any way to get to
Yeah,
these places.
I thought there'd be like a Kickstarter way to spark it. You know?
how would we even? How would we like? I know we were told we were planeswalkers, but come on, like, yeah, how do we turn this shit on?
So fucking tired of the city.
I think when it comes to this,
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Fireball.
There's a tree outside. Do you really need to go climb it?
I want to have a forest. One tree is not enough.
That's fair.
So as far
Yeah.
as
You should probably go plant some trees then.
as
I will fight.
as far as other things that might help, Jace kind of speaks up and he says, says perhaps we could recruit more planeswalkers to join our cause. Maybe they could help us in our goals. Says I know of a pyromancer on the plane of Kaladesh that might be able to help. Her name is Chandra Nalar. Says says surely Nicol Bolas will be after several artifacts. We might be able to find some of those on the plane of Ixalan before he can get to them. Niv Mizzet says to Jace, he says, "What about his twin brother?" And Jace kind of looks at the rest of the council, and he looks back up at Niv Mizzet. He says, "I don't know where he is, Niv." And Niv Mizzet says, says his twin brother Ugin. Perhaps he would be of great use to us now here on Ravnica. Maybe we could find out where he is at. Yeah, kind of where he throws out the ideas. Niv Mizzet kind of speaks up and he says, perhaps now we need to assemble a group of champions to go search for these things on other planes. And one of the Rakdos blood witches speaks up and says, and how do you plan to do that? And he says, I have a proposal again. He says, I would like to have one champion sent from each of the guilds as delegates for running my implicit maze. It should be a test to see who is qualified enough to do what we ask of them as a group. They all kind of look to be in agreement. The Kaya, she speaks up and she says, the implicit maze that hasn't been used since the vanquishment of the previous Guildpact. He says, yes, but I do believe in the phrase, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Or, you could just get the best in class.
As well, perhaps you truly are, but I do believe that all the guilds should have a say in who is chosen.
Una just rolls her eyes like, oh God, competition.
Oh, competition? He just kind of like pops up. He was not paying attention.
Yes, Avril. Competition.
Ah,
Apparently, they need a representative from every guild to run through a maze thingy.
Okay, so things are starting to get out of hand now.
I think that
We don't have time for running mazes. I mean, like, we're talking about something really bad coming through.
Well, I mean,
and you guys want to do a little, like, Olympics thingy?
I think
we're
that
pretty much a representative from all the different mazes. So we just help each other finish this maze real quick. Boom, done.
Yeah, that's 5 of us, so.
Well, fuck everybody else.
They want 10. Which means we have to go against 5 other guilds.
I assume the other group would just go to the other plane since we have to go to 2 different planes.
Oh yeah,
we
that's
only
not...
got 5 different planes, but we have no way to go to another plane. Is this implicit maze going to teach us to travel to other planes?
Niv Mizzet kind of is staring back at Una once again as she speaks up, and then to Avril, and then over to Runner, and he says, the maze will help us determine who's qualified enough to be able to be sent to the other planes. He says the first 5 maze runners that triumph will be gifted the ability to traverse the planes of the multiverse and be tasked.
Runner's used to that.
He says Those 5 will be tasked to be our task force in the defeat of Nicol Bolas.
Above board, can I say how weird it is for them to be like, all right, we need to get a crack team of special agents to save the universe, and we're just like, oh, we're the main characters, let's do it.
Una is trying to very slyly point out that it's like, why waste our time when there's 5 of us right here who can do it? Because this whole thing would have happened without us.
Yeah, we'll just help each other get this shit over with real quick. Let's just do this.
Una and Avril also have a very large sense of self, so it doesn't surprise me that they would be the ones going, yeah, like, who gives a shit about these other candidates? We got this. It's like, we're in a meeting of...
Totally.
Ravnica is an ecumenopolis. It's a worldwide city. This is basically like us at the UN in front of world leaders being like, we got it. Shut the fuck up. Y'all don't know what you're talking about.
we got fucking the fucking top brass staring us down, and we're just like, no, put us on it, chief.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like,
But if
I am
anybody
so tempted
was...
to have Una flipping people off, but she's not doing it right now.
But if I can envision anybody being at the UN and telling world leaders what they can do with their whatever, it would be Avril and Una. So,
what were you trying to say, Randy? I remember you were trying to say something about me.
I was just saying that Nee would probably really quietly walk up to the Matka and tell her where I'm from, and tell her that, like, quietly, so just like she's the only one that could hear me. Like, a feeling of vengeance is growing in me for Ravnica, and I want to get out of here before I end up hurting the Golgari.
She kind of nods and she says, very well, Lochran. She says, you have the backing of the Golgari. And everyone kind of looks around and they were kind of shocked that the Golgari was the first one to speak up. She kind of whispers back at you. She says, you'll be our champion. You have a death wish.
I just...
Does Una overhear the word death wish?
I just nod. No. I just nod, like, don't say anything, and just stand there.
Okay. To your surprise, Runner, Lazav is the second to speak up. He says, you have Demir's resources. And
I'll stand up and nod quietly and then sit back down.
Yeah, just other people are talking. I want to walk up to the kid and be like, I'll do it.
He kind of looks at you for a second. He's kind of got that like open mouth like stare, and he's like, whatever, you have our champion.
Wonderful.
Una's just going to stand up on the table and go, I call for it!
He just turns his back on him.
You hear the Rakdos blood witch. She kind of is like, well, there you have it. He says, I can't promise the backing of Rakdos in the fight, but at least you have a champion. You get what you get.
God damn it. This everybody else in the room finding out she's called to Rakdos suddenly nod and like, oh.
Yeah, you kind of see.
I'm wearing my freaking cloak. It should be obvious.
Yeah, she cloak and the cowl.
Yeah.
True.
Totally
She's
decked out.
She's like confirmed she's called to Rakdos and she's dressed in the uniform.
Yeah, like it's clicking now for sure.
What? None of you saw me on top of the motherfucking pirate ship like a couple days ago? What the hell?
You hear a unanimous no, we did not. And Lazav.
She'll go back and sit in her seat.
So the Simic or the Selesnya conclave, the speaker of the council, the High Council, she speaks up and she says, "Of course, you have this backing of Selesnya." One by one, basically, they agree to help. The only ones that don't say one way or the other necessarily is Rakdos, the Cult of Rakdos, the Simic Combine, and
Wait, I thought the Rakdos just agreed to let Una do it.
they did a letter to allow her to be the champion, but they didn't agree to support against the fight against Nicol Bolas.
Oh, okay.
The Colts got their own thing going on with trying to end the world.
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
got
they're like-
other things
They're
to
like,
deal.
we're trying to get Rakdos here. We don't need Bolus in the way of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you guys can all go back to killing yourselves after we stop Bolus from killing all of us.
The way Una sees it is like, well, if the Cult of Rakdos get Rakdos to show up, wouldn't he then fight Bolus if Bolus is there at the same time? It's like it's a perfect match.
I'm pretty sure Bolus would wipe the floor with Rakdos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but it would be a fun fight to watch at least, or at least that's what Una's head is thinking. I'll just state that for the record, but she's not going to say that out loud.
So one by one, all the guilds kind of give their resources, except for the Cult of Rakdos, the Simic Combine, and the Gruul clans. They're kind of on the edge. They all have champions that they're willing to send, but they don't. They haven't agreed fully to support the cause. So with that, Niv Mizzet kind of speaks up and he says, "In 3 days' time, I need all the champions to meet at the Transguild Promenade at sunrise, and we will hold our running of the implicit maze." And you see, first one to stand up is Domri. He kind of throws his like little bone toothpick he had on the ground, and he walks out. You start to see several of the guild members start to one by one filter out of the room. Yeah, did you guys have any questions for anybody here before they all take off?
I wanted to kind of try and talk to the kid at all, if that was possible.
Okay. You could probably catch up to him, like if you were to leave right now as he leaves, like you could probably catch up
Yeah,
to him.
I want to try and catch up to him.
Okay. Anyone else have anyone they want to talk to before they get out of here?
Una
I'm
will
trying
go
to
try
catch
to.
knee check.
Yeah, Una
Okay.
will try to go talk to the Blood Witch real quick.
Okay.
I would probably speak with Niv Mizzet. If this was what he was talking about by when the time is right to help the guild.
Okay. Okay. So, Avril, you run outside and you catch up with Domri. He kind of notices you coming up and he says, "What do you want?"
I just ask him, are you evil?
He says, "Well, no, I'd like to think not." He says, "But that said, I don't agree with everything that the guilds have put forth today."
That is fine. What do you plan to do with the group?
He says, "I plan on leading them in a place that Boros never could. He was too blinded by his rage to see things clearly."
Prosperity? Unity?
For the guild, yes.
Do you plan on attacking the others?
If they get in our way, but not outright.
That I can deal with. You are better than Borbergmos, at least. That I can stand. And then he just turns and walks back inside.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of just looks at you as you walk away, and he continues on heading towards wherever he's going. So Niv Mizzet, Blackwell. You go up to Niv Mizzet. He kind of is just staring intently at like all the people as they start to leave. So what do you say to Niv Mizzet?
I want to like again address what he was saying about when the time is right to do what's best for the guild, and say that this is um I think it's what's best for the guild is for me to try to step up to prove my worth. Um, that I think it also is something I need to do for myself, and I forgot what else I was going to say.
Says I respect your willingness to self-sacrifice, Blackwell. That's why I've chosen you as one of my advisors. Says as for doing what's right for the guilds, it says I believe you and Alex and the other Ismundi that I rely on will be willing enough to take care of the Izzet while in my absence. That said, I will allow you to be the champion of Izzet if you so wish. You have served me well.
And I will thank him for his blessing and promise to do my best.
Okay. Nichek, who did you say you wanted to meet up with, or did you say anyone?
I didn't say anyone. I think yeah, Knee's just gonna once people start leaving, he just would walk.
Okay.
Need check. I need a dexterity save. I'm gonna put you in a hamster ball.
So Una, you said you wanted to talk to the Blood Witch.
Yes.
Okay. What do you say to her?
So why the fuck is Rakdos not like backing this whole idea? I need to know. Like I did most of the talking, you just stood there. What the fuck?
Says, well, I thought you were doing a pretty good job of it. She says, you know what we stand for.
I do. But here's the thing. We can't do what we want to do if everybody's dead. Now, can we?
Says, I agree.
So we should back it. So that way, when all said and done, we can swoop in and, bring Rakdos back. Ta-da!
She says, but at the same time, do you really want to be conforming to the social hypocrisies that Azorius brings upon us? Because that's what this will mean.
It's like it's like I'm such a nonconformist. I'm not conforming with you non-conforming.
No, but sometimes you got to compromise to get what you want.
She says, what about the greedy hand of Orzov stealing people's money from around the city? Are you in league with them?
Fuck no.
She says, well, that's 2 of the 10 right there, and we are another, so that's 7 guilds left, and I could go on. But this is why I've made my decision not to back them yet. Unless they prove otherwise helpful.
Fine. But I'm only doing this so that like nobody dies that we don't need, or that we do need. Because I heard about what happened to like some blood witches who got a little crazy after the big party thing a couple days ago. The rumors behind that shit.
She says, go on.
Well, I know some books are missing.
Do you know the location of these books?
Sadly, no. But I might know somebody who does. I'm going to have to pick their brains for a bit.
She says, perhaps if you can find those, and you can prove to us that it's worth the risk of putting all of our people against everything they stand for, then perhaps we could work together.
Well, who says we have to, work with them forever? Maybe just this one thing. Like I said, compromise. But sure, yeah, I'll go look for the books.
She kind of nods at you. She says, "Well, one thing leads to another, and before long, we have conformed to their social norms." So,
Yeah, right. Look, I've had to make compromises my entire life. I still haven't conformed to everybody. I do whatever the hell I want.
says, "Well, then you should serve us well in the cult of Rakdos." She kind of puts her hand on your shoulder. You can kind of get a clear view now that this blood witch is covered in like these thin metal blades that kind of like makes a dress, like a skirt of blades around her. And she kind of like grabs onto your shoulder. You can like, it doesn't like hurt you necessarily, but it's uncomfortable. Like she's got these long claws that kind of like sink into your shoulder, and she kind of gives you a smile as she walks off.
Okay, good talk. I'm
Um,
going to have to go pick my friend's brains now. Great. She's muttering that as she's walking away.
and Runner, you said you wanted to go up to Nichek?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch Nichek.
Okay.
It's not hard. I'm not walking fast.
What are your intentions with Zig?
Runner. I don't really know. I feel like she needs to die. But I don't know if I can do it.
I have a lot of anger right now, and I need to do something with it before it overwhelms me.
Yeah, I felt some vengeance overwhelming me, and then I volunteered to go on a death mission. So it's good that you're looking for other routes, even though you signed up for the death mission too.
Well, I don't know
Wait,
about
did
death.
Runner? I mean, I suppose you can't really approach Demir about that, but
Yeah, I was
Uh,
chosen by Demir.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to pay Zig a visit with the singer, but I feel like ultimately that should be your call, is whether what I had with ZD was real or not. You did hold your blade at one point, and I feel like I owe that to you in return.
Things between me and Zig were sizzling, to say the least.
Runner. I mean, Nichek.
And I just, I don't know that I can be a part of that. But she did sell you out, and I understand the need for vengeance, and I support you in what you have to do.
I feel like we need to find somebody who can truly explain vengeance to Nichek. Like we straight up need to just talk to Batman.
Get a dictionary. Yeah, Runner will nod at that, and he'll. Yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out. Do you feel comfortable telling me where I can find Zig?
Oh yeah. And I would just give a very, very detailed set of instructions on how to get there.
Okay. Interesting.
You want to meet for a drink afterwards?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Why don't you meet me at that pub where you had a good time with Bard?
I don't know. Why don't why don't we go meet at the library for old time's sake?
Yeah, we could do that. And I'll look at everybody else. Does anybody else want to go?
Una's coming over to you guys. Hey, you two. We need to talk.
We're going after Zig.
I'm down for the scrap.
Check wants to hang back. I'm going after Zig. I can't leave a threat just hanging out there to attack.
My question about your I don't know. I guess estranged would be the word. I'm not sure if that's right. Um, the is she still actually part of Ghostfire? Because if she is, then that's probably more of a connection than the Demir.
Are you talking about ZD?
Oh yeah, I don't remember her actual name though.
Oh, yeah, ZD doesn't exist. She was never real.
Yeah, what's her name?
Etrada is her real name.
Etrada's nefarious in House Demir. She's one of their top people.
Well, I mean, at the same time, Albert is one of the top people, and is it? He's still Ghostfire.
I know, but what I had with her was never real. It was just a mark.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, is she still part of Ghostfire or not?
Oh, I'm sure she's not. If anything, she was probably a plant by Demir. I mean, possibly. You could always see if you could find her and ask, but I doubt you'll ever find her.
Yeah. I mean, I would more ask somebody in Ghostfire because, like, can you search for Ghostfire and join them, or do they have to find you?
I don't know. You could ask Jace. Maybe Jace would know. It's his group.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I want to talk to Jace. Is Jace still around?
Yeah, Jason and Mizit seem to be the only ones left in the room after the discussion.
Okay. Well, actually, I wasn't there for that discussion, so I don't know about ZD unless Darth mentions it.
I just did right now.
Okay, then if you mention that, then I'm going to go ask Jace about ZD.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to know if she was invited to Ghostfire under the guise of ZD or as her actual true self.
He says, well, complicated story. He says she was suggested by some fellow Ghost and Fire members, but I knew that I could smell Demir on her. But I figured it might help in a situation like this today where we had to call everybody together. So I invited her to join Ghostfire, but we've been very careful on what information she receives.
Okay, so she may not be welcome back.
Well, unless there's a reason that she wouldn't be, I mean, I suppose.
Well, I mean, if she did it all under the guise of trying to be undercover for Demir, then I wouldn't imagine she would have any more business with Ghostfire.
So it's been revealed that she is actually Demir then.
From what I understand, yes, I wasn't there for the conversation.
Hmm. He says, well, if she is discovered to be Demir, and if she's not willing to work with us, then she will be removed from Ghostfire, yes.
Okay, that answers my questions then.
As Blackwell's going off to talk to Jace, I'm gonna look at Una and Avril. You guys want to go have a conversation with Zig?
Do we get to beat them up?
I could use a stretch.
Oh, Avril, well, I got you here. Hey, buddy, remember how you let it slip that you fought some blood witches after the party thing? I was wondering, do you know where the books went?
Burn them.
Are you kidding me? You
Nope.
burned perfectly good books?
They were not good books.
Can I tell if he's lying?
I don't know if you want to make a insight versus
Yeah.
whatever.
I'll
Deception.
Yeah.
The lie stands.
God damn it!
They're burnt as far as you know.
God damn it! I really need to know where those books are. Otherwise, Rakdos won't back anything. Y'all got support, which is not fair.
Well, it seems as though that they would want those books, and therefore I burn them.
They were important to Rakdos, though. Like,
Yeah, they were important for summoning Rakdos, which is the problem.
Well, you don't want to see an elder dragon fight that freaking demon? Come on, dude. That's the
I don't want
freaking fight
either
of
of
the
those
century.
things.
But then you get to punch him. Come on.
Yeah, no.
Really, if a demon showed up and you got a chance to have a fight with it, you wouldn't fight it?
Okay, look here. I like to fight things, yes, but I enjoy fighting things I might actually win against.
So in other words, you like it when it's set in your favor, but you don't like a challenge.
A challenge is one thing. A suicide attempt is another.
But if you had the weapon to take it out,
well, then we would be having a different conversation, but we do not have such weapon.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
I could turn you into a blood witch.
I don't want to be one right now, but I'll keep that in mind.
That's hilarious.
Look, I got dragon blood in my veins, all right? I want my goddamn dragon wings when I'm level 14.
So, are you guys all heading back to the library then, I take it?
Yeah.
No, I'm headed back to the library after I
I'm going
go after Zig.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
we're going after Zig.
Going
We
after
have
Zig
3
first.
days to take out Zig, right? That's the thing before the championship thingy.
You guys do have 3 days before the implicit maze takes place, yes.
I'd like to take care of Zig right now, so I can spend a little bit of the next 3 days this morning.
Do we even know where the Zig is?
Yeah, I'm going with it. I don't know.
Yes, I got instructions on how to get to Zig.
Then Una's in. I'm down for any revenge thingy.
Yeah, I gave you directions to the rot farm that she runs.
On the way to the rot farm, I'm going to stop somewhere and just buy a bottle of booze.
Okay.
Something for afterwards.
Okay.
I would like to buy a bunch of health potions from somewhere at some point. It doesn't have to be right now, but at some point.
I want to attach this this thing I made to runner's weapon.
Okay. You allow him to do that, Runner?
Probably. What? You want me to summon my spear for why?
It's like I'm part of Is it? You have to ask.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they explode. You know this as well as I do. I was part of Izzet as well, kind of.
Well, I wouldn't put something on your weapon that I haven't tested already.
If you said that, then I would summon my spear and hold it out.
So, are you looking for ale, beer, whiskey, or wine, runner?
Whiskey.
Okay, you can get a bottle, a barrel, or a flask.
I'm gonna do a bottle. I'll
A
get 2
bottle.
bottles.
Yeah, that's going to be a total of 1 gold for 1 bottle. Then.
I'll toss 2 gold. I'll grab 2 bottles. I'll tuck them in my wrap them in a blanket, toss them in my backpack.
Okay. Okay. So everybody but Check, I guess, is going to take care of Zig. Is from my understanding, is that correct?
I got other shit
Yeah,
going
looks
on.
like it. Looks like it.
Okay. So
Una's gonna go over to Nichek before we all split from him.
okay.
Nichek, do you need to talk like seriously? This is me being like the sister thing.
So when you like, Nee like looks you in the eyes, and like for the first time ever, you don't see like the eyes of a kid. Like you just see like some eyes that are just looking at you like this world has done fucked this boy up, and like he's just there's no more twinkle. It's just like a numb, dull glaze over his eyes. And he says, "No,
Okay.
Hmm.
You know you can always talk to me, right?
yeah, of course."
All right.
All right. Well,
She is internally worried about him now.
sounds like a reasonable assumption there. So, with on that note, I think I'm going to call it right here for today.
All right.
Start next week with looking for Zig, possibly taking out Zig, and whatever Nichek's doing. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Man,
Oh, man,
We're going
no,
into a
no,
fight
this is
without
it.
Nichek? No!
we're going to kill Nichek's ex-girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
Alona is so down for that.
Uh-oh.
She isn't going to say that out loud.
Ex-girlfriend.
Doesn't matter.
Thank
Chick
y'all for
broke his
watching
heart.
tonight.
She needs Una needs to break that chick's neck.
Like
Appreciate
you guys know, this is like the chick that didn't show up, right?
Yeah.
This is not the chick that didn't show up.
Yeah, the
No,
chick
this
that
is
didn't
not
show
the
up
chick.
was actually he faked the whole thing because he was thinking about killing ZD. That's why I owe him one. That's why I asked his permission before I killed Zig. Because he set up that whole night to murder ZD and didn't. Decided not to. So that was like I owed him one. Even though that whole thing was fake. To him and I at that moment it wasn't fake. So yeah.
Very true.
Very, very true.
How would that have gone down?
Code Blue.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It would have.
Oh,
There,
I would have just punched both of you.
there were things
Would've
in the
been
works.
There's a
I'm
lot of
not-
movie
wild.
pieces.
There
This is
might
what
have been
happens.
some poison drinks
It's
going
what happens
around.
when a spy and an assassin are friends.
Yeah.
That's
Three steps
very
ahead of each
true.
other.
it's just the red spy. It's just the black spy, white spy thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spy versus spy.
Well,
Yeah. Now
Spy
at the end of
versus
this, we're
spy.
both. At the end of this, neither one of us is gonna have anybody that we've been in a relationship with. Like,
Except each other.
oh,
Oh.
and a couple bottles of booze and an empty library. Man, I
I
was
was stuck in
thinking,
romance because of all the broken hearts.
I was thinking, okay, my character's like gonna have a good cry after all this is over. Like, take out Zig, drink a little whiskey, and just let it out. And then you're like, let's take it to the library. Oh, great, man. Let's take it to the place where I met my girlfriend. That's fantastic, bro. Like, great suggestion.
I'm
But at
telling
the
you.
same time, I'm also like, I'm going to kill your ex-girlfriend. So fair is fair. I guess if you want to take me to the place where I'm going to mourn the hardest, then that works. Like, where should we go next? The apartment that we had like times at, you know?
Well,
Maybe.
obviously, I thought that was the next logical step.
The betrayal.
A lot
The
of full circles
betrayal.
coming back on. Full circles. Full
Yeah.
circles.
Yeah, you really got to get that anger pump to the max.
Shakespearean up in this mofo.
Send you a text, mob.
Okay.
Yeah, Ravnica has been such a tragedy. Like, man, dark
I
storytelling
hate
on
this
Ravnica.
place.
Una
I mean,
loves this place.